Christina, Janet, Jay of London, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope we are good. Happy Thursday. Bringing hope and make you feel alright. Please help share this live. I'm going to do the same. Please help share to your friends, to your followers. Let them be part of this talk today. Let us light that's within me shine to the whole world, Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Happy Thursday. I hope we are good. I hope we're keeping well in the busyness of life. Inside, all around me, yeah. Inside. Let's share, and thank you so much for joining. Please, you can also share by tapping, and others will find you and come in here as well. So let's see how many people we can send this to today. Andre, I see you. I hope you are good. Happy Thursday to you. Shine to the whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new life. Oh, inside. Happy Thursday. I hope we are good. I hope our day has been good so far, so good. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes or a couple of minutes. I'm going to go into my talk today. And it's an interesting topic today, Thursdays on Inside with FunmiRoyal. We talk about marriage, topical issues, issues affecting marriages out there. And I say, dare we talk about these issues here on Inside? There's no point shying away from talking about things, especially, when it brings about difficult situations. And instead of enjoying that marriage relationship, you're just about coping, just about enduring. Why not let's sit and talk about these things and let's make amends? Like I always say, we need to self-reflect. Are we doing what we're supposed to do in that marriage relationship as God intended for it to be? Because if we say we're not enjoying the goodness of marriage, we need to check ourselves. God created marriage and he said everything he created was good. Everything God created is good. So if we're not enjoying that goodness, I think we need to check deep within. Are we doing our part in that marriage relationship? Lady Bless, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Big Blue, I can cite you. Thank you so much for joining. Please help share this live. And as you come in, a heart me honestly will suffice. Or you can just tap, and people will notice something is happening on here. Through, I see you. I hope your day has been good. Let's tap as we join so that others can come on this live as well. We talk sense here by the grace of God. Topics that will benefit you and I. I'm not perfect. I'm just here doing what God has asked me to do. Let's talk about these issues. There's some topics, like I said, very hard for husband and wife to really sit and talk about it, especially if your spouse is not really the talking type. Edina, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. And you just want to put a word or two out there, and you're probably tired, you're talking, they're not listening, or they're the ones talking and you're not listening. That's why I always say, let's self-reflect. Are we living and are we contributing the very best into that relationship? And if it still seems we're not, getting back what we are putting in, then it's always time to sit and talk with your spouse. Your expectations, talk with your spouse about them, who else would you talk about, these things too? I know it could be challenging. Life is hard enough as it is. You might not be in the same headspace. He's doing this, you're doing that. And at some point you want to sit down and have a common ground. And it just seems so impossible. And sometimes if care is not taken, it cannot drift couples apart. And then before you know, they're suggesting separation. And if care is not taken, we all know that separation, if not handled properly, can lead to a divorce. And no, God is not really, He's the author of a marriage relationship, not divorce per se. But you and I know that life is hard. People come in with their baggages and luggages, traumas, life experiences into a marriage relationship, and they can only put in what they have. So sometimes you might have to unlearn certain traits, behaviors, learn and relearn the best way, really. Because I mean, if you feel maybe your parents, their marriage experience, I mean, you experienced that as a child in that home, you're feeling, is marriage really worth it? But that means you can do better by your spouse. That's what it simply means. You're an adult now, you can make better decisions. But are we making better decisions in our marriage relationship? So many aspects, from week to week, we've talked about here on Insight. And today we'll be looking at support in marriage. Support in marriage. You would think, even if the whole world, they're not in support of what you're doing, your spouse should be able to support what you are doing. But you and I know that is not always the case. Hence, let us sit and talk about this. If you're in a marriage relationship and you're hearing me right now, are you supportive of your spouse? And is your spouse supportive of you, whatever you're doing, your aspirations, your goals, and things like that? So much more we're going to be talking about here on Insight today. NYB, I see you. Bay 61115, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you are good. If you click down on your screen right now, you'll see some names will pop up. Just click send to all of those names. Scroll down and keep sending it to them. Let them be part of our talk today. It's quite crucial, because if there's support missing in a marriage relationship, it can lead to so many other issues. And I don't know if then we'll be enjoying that marriage relationship. It doesn't even, if it's not marriage, you're in a courtship, you're planning to get married soon and you're dating whoever. I don't know. I feel dating, goes on to courtship and then goes on to marriage. So if you're in that space where you've been engaged or you have engaged a woman as well, you're in that phase, you still want to know more about your spouse before the D-Day. Tony Bakare, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome to Insight. I hope our week has been good so far. Yours truly, I am FunmiRoyal. Welcome to Insight. And like I said, we're going to be talking about support in marriage. If you're in that relationship that is serious, you're thinking about tying the knots and all of that, these are things, we really need to talk about. What are your expectations in terms of support from your spouse or your husband to be, your wife to be? Purple Royalty, I see you. Thank you. Welcome. Linz, I see you. Some names. My goodness, I hope I won't bite myself today. But all the same, you are welcome to Insight. I'm going to give my talk just to put perspective to it, because otherwise these things tend to go at different tangents, different angles we'll cover still, but at least to put a bit of focus on it. So after my talk, I'm going to invite us up to share more about this. And I love it when we keep it simple and real. We share experiences of life, because you know what, if I talk for 10 hours or a whole day, I still may not cover all of the aspects of this topic. That's where you come in. Share your experience, give your submissions, help a brother, a sister, a husband, or wife out there so that they can enjoy their marriage some more. They can enjoy it better. Maybe they might have to change their ways, amend their ways, take on new chores, new roles, and things like that. But let's talk about support in marriage here today on Insight. So I'm going to go into my talk, and please feel free to keep tapping. Let's keep tapping as they come in. La Continental, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you are good. Happy Thursday to you. So if you look at it, support in marriage, you could say is the backbone of a thriving relationship. It's the backbone. I mean, we all need support. No man is an island, because sometimes some people might feel, I'm a strong person, I can do this or whatever. But still in a marriage relationship, who best to give you that support than your spouse, the people in your household? Well, the Lord will help us. That's my prayer. So I'm going to go into that. Please, you can keep your comments coming. Hopefully I don't miss it. As much as I see, I will try to engage with us as well as I give my talk. So support in marriage is more than just being present. It's about being intentional and intentionally available for your partner's emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, and even financial well-being. So it goes beyond there, just being there. Oh, you should know I'm here for you. But then you're not giving the actual support they need. So it's beyond you being present in that relationship. They need to know that you're intentional about giving this support emotionally and all of that to them. And likewise, you to your spouse as well. So at the heart of a healthy marriage lies a deep sense of partnership. Martha, I see you. You're welcome. A commitment to stand with each other in both sunshine and stormy situation. So it's not, when couples say their vows. Felix, I see you. Thanks for joining. Blue, you're welcome. Let's keep tapping as we join this live today. I really appreciate that from you lot. What was I saying? A commitment to stand with each other through the thick and the thin. So it's not just, you're not asking for support when things are rosy. But how about those times that, life is throwing some challenges your way, stormy? And sometimes, couples can face issues of life together. And sometimes it could be the husband that is going through some challenges, or it could even be the wife going through those challenges. And that's where two is really better than one, because one is there to uplift the other. And God helping you, that storm is big and both of you are really feeling crushed and all. You're still, supporting one another and giving each other that intentional support and commitment. It goes a long way and it helps to fight whatever challenge has come both your ways. So while love may be the foundation of a marriage, support is the structure that holds it up over time. Because sometimes issues of life can happen. You might just feel, some people have felt, do I still love this person? Okay, you're in it for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and all of that. And sometimes that love will be challenged. That love will be tested. And that's where, if you don't have support for one another, oh my goodness, only God can help that marriage, to hold up over time. So today we're going to be looking at what it means to truly support your spouse. Carl, I see you. Meta Steph, I see you. Thanks so much. Michael, I see you as well. We're going to look at what support means. Support one's spouse, why it matters, and how to grow this vital part of married life. It's very important. Like I said, sometimes when you look at your parents' marriage, you might feel, if this is marriage, you're not too sure about it and all of that. And like I said, it's another opportunity for you to be better than your parents. It's not a competition, but it's enjoying life and living life to the fullest with that one person you have chosen to do life with. A lot of people have learned from their parents' marriages and it's not really working out for them, and that's how you should know that whoever you're getting married to, they also are coming from somewhere. Their mindset has been made up in a way already. So you two coming from two different worlds, trying to make a home work, it's going to be, going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of being intentional, a lot of tolerance, a lot of support, because sometimes we don't see eye to eye on certain matters. Is that the end of the marriage? Of course not. We'll have to sit down, compromise where necessary, and sometimes you might have, just hands off and let their spouse do their thing, for the benefit of the family. Ashley, I see you. Flojo, welcome. Casey Buthiel, I think you are welcome. So what does support in marriage truly means? Let's break it down some more. Support in marriage includes a lot of things. a million and one, but I'm just going to be specific with the examples I'm giving. Like I said, I can't cover all aspects of each topic, but I'll try my best. So support in marriage includes emotional support, being a safe space for your spouse's fears, dreams, and struggle. I mean, you want your spouse to open up to you, to be vulnerable where where you are there. Not that they know that once they are vulnerable, you take advantage, you lash them, or you feel, oh, come on, own up, man up, woman up, or things like that. I don't think that's the kind of support they'll be needing when they're afraid of something, or when they're struggling with whatever it is that it may be. Ronald, I see you. Hurricane, welcome. Please, let's tap the live as we join, and let's take it up so that others can join us as well. John in Cali, thank you so much for joining. I can see you. So when you're talking about support in marriage, it can also mean physical support, assisting in daily responsibilities and needs. I believe gone are the days that they say a woman's place is in the kitchen. Now we see business executive, CEOs, women, doing wonders in the world. If their place was just in the kitchen alone, I don't think they'll be shaking the world for good. So times have changed. A lot of things have changed. Women are now in the forefront of the business world, the innovation world, the research world, and all of that, technological world, and all of those things. So we need to support one another regardless, because, you might say, oh, it's my wife's role to cook. It's this person to do this, to do that. You find out that if you don't share these responsibilities, it might create, some sort of challenge or problems in that marriage. So whatever works for your home, as long as you both are on the same page, so you have to really talk a lot. You have to be intentional, about doing a lot of things. So physical support, supporting one another in the daily responsibilities, the needs of the family. Sparrow, I see you. Then again, support can come in terms of mental support, encouraging your spouse's goals, their growth, and their decisions. Your spouse may be a CEO of a company, and from time to time they may be at a crossroad, whether engaging in a new business or diverting, some asset to some investment or whatever it is. And from time to time they're overwhelmed, and you might have to come in to support them mentally by making sure they're relaxed enough, by making sure that these goals, their aspiration, you're giving them the right support to make the right decisions and things like that. So it goes a long way, mental support for each other's need. Then again, spiritual support. I mean, I'm a spiritual person, or, well, I can say that. It depends on couples. They might have the same spiritual background, or the same spiritual goals and all of that. Praying together, of course, is very good. Sharing values, growing in faith together, especially when you're of the same faith, it goes a long way. I mean, when you're praying in the same language, the same way, your faith, you can encourage one another, support one another. When one is spiritually low, the other is spiritually okay, you can support your spouse, just to make sure that their spiritual life is not suffering. And again, the last one I'm going to mention in terms of support, like I said, there's so many others, but because of time, I'm going to limit it to just this few. So the last one I'm going to mention today is the financial support. Tracy Jordan, I see you. I hope you're good. Happy Thursday to you. So financial support, managing resources wisely and planning for the future together, it goes a long way. It is neither should be on the man alone or the woman alone. It should be a joint thing. Like I know finances could be challenged, and in the society or in our communities, you find out that they always say men are the breadwinners, but you find out that these days, anybody can be a breadwinner as long as the family is not suffering financially, it's always good to kind of support and plan together in terms of your financial resources, so that it's not overwhelming and it's a bit balanced. So support is about showing up consistently in both little things and life-changing moments. Don't say, oh, I'm going to support my spouse when I'm okay, when I feel okay. You might not just even be okay, and your spouse is just in the worst place possible, and they need all the emotional support they can get from you. Don't say, oh my goodness, you're feeling this way, even me, I'm not up to. And then you're like, get a hold of yourself. Because I don't feel, I don't think such talk is your spouse will feel supported when you're like that. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice your own whatever it is to support your spouse, just so they are okay. And likewise, they may also be the one sacrificing to make sure that you're okay. It could be emotionally, it could be financially, it could be spiritually, in all the leads I've mentioned. So support is about showing up consistently in both the little things of life and also the life-changing moments as well. So why talk about this? Why is support essential in a marriage? I've heard of cases, I've seen cases where in a marriage setting, of course, we're talking about marriage today, where some spouse may feel, oh, you only support me only at this time, not at this certain time. And then this thing goes on over the years, and you find out that it's draining, and the spouse just feel somewhat alone in that marriage relationship. And then maybe they've tried to talk to the spouse, but they're not just getting it or understanding it, was like not priority to them. And the moment whoever it is packs a bag or two to say, you know what, I need a break, and they were still like, what's happening? I thought we're in a good place. Sometimes you don't expect your spouse to take some drastic decisions to get your attention. It shouldn't be, because from time to time we need to kind of check in with one another to see if we're okay. Even if you cannot solve their problem, all they might need from you is just that emotional support, and they feel you're the only one person to give that emotional support, but they're not getting it from you. Shadow light, like low, I see you, thank you for joining. So it's very important in a marriage to have support in that marriage. Otherwise, situations may bring spouses seeking support elsewhere outside that marriage relationship. And then what happens when spouses entangle themselves with a stranger, a third party. If care is not taken, this person will be getting emotional support from an outsider, all of the support from an outsider. Before you know, they start getting some sort of attachment or attached to this person. And before you know, their spouse is not all that interesting, because do they really care? They're not giving them that support. And we just put ourselves in that danger out there. And before you know, things happen. And this can eventually break up that marriage relationship. But we're not going to sit on things and just fold our arms and mumble underneath our breath. We're going to open up and talk to our spouses. I mean, that's why they're there. We need to talk with them. So it is very important in marriage to support because it builds trust. Knowing your spouse has got your back, it kind of builds emotional safety. You can actually, even if there's chaos, you can actually go to bed and sleep soundly because you know your spouse has got your back. Again, when there is support in that marriage relationship, it deepens the connection between husband and wife. Sharing each other's burdens strengthens intimacy. Mind you, some spouse, I don't want to be gender biased now, they find it hard to share burden. They're like, it's my problem, I have to deal with it. But sometimes your spouse may not have the solution, but them listening to you, them giving you that support, holding your hands alone, helping you through that difficult times, it deepens the connection you have. So even if they don't have solution, they might just be there to support you through whatever you're going through. So sharing each other's burdens strengthens that intimacy between the two of you, whether you believe it or not. At least I can say, from my own experience as well. So support in marriage is very important because it boosts resilience. Couples who support one another recover from challenges more quickly, because you know that if your spouse is not okay, you're definitely not going to be okay. And it goes both ways. So it kind of helps boost your resilience. You have to make sure that this person is okay at all times, because this is your number one job on earth, whether you like it or not. The moment you decide to go into that marriage life, you have to know that this person, you're saying, you know what, I've abandoned all of them, so to say. You understand what I'm trying to say? You are number one. You are numero uno in my book, in my life, in my everything. And it kind of boosts their resilience level when they know that they can easily recover because their spouse has got their back, is there to encourage them, is there to help them pick up the pieces so that they're not just, on that low side all the time. Again, support is very important in a marriage relationship because it encourages growth. A supportive environment enables both individuals to flourish because you know that you have goals, you have ambition, and all of that. And your spouse is your number one fan. They're supporting you, giving you that energy. They're the one cheerleading you, and all of that. I mean, just singing your praise and all of that. It cannot help boost your energy level. You want to do more, you want to accomplish more, you feel encouraged. And when you do that, you do more things, you conquer more, and you're growing, you're developing, even in that marriage relationship as well. So another reason why support is very important in a marriage relationship, it fosters unity. It fosters unity. Keith, I see you. Liu Jack, I see you. Thanks for joining. So facing life as a team, it helps keeps us, that is you and I, yourself and your husband, your wife, husband and wife, at the center, meaning two are better than one. If one person, Tea Delight Cookhouse, I see you. Thanks so much for joining. If one person can carry one bag of whatever, two people might just be able to carry four. So it's always better. It fosters unity when there is support in that marriage relationship. So if either of them falls, one can help the other back up. You can read the book of Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 to 10. That kind of buttress that there's unity, especially when that support is felt and is seen and is appreciated and is intentional. So it goes a long way. It goes a long way. Harold, I mean, every wife will want a supportive husband. Every husband will want a supportive wife. So it goes hand in hand. Not that, women should be more supported or wives should be more supported or husbands should be more supported, so to say. Everybody needs support. I need support. My husband needs support. We all need support. And that's why two heads are better than one. So let's look at this critically now. There are some common misconceptions about support. Maybe that's why some people are not giving it enough, or maybe that's why some people are not conscious about it, or they feel, is it really necessary? The moment I say I do, you should know I'm there for you and all of that. But it goes beyond that presence. It goes beyond the I do, because they're talking about a lifetime commitment. Are you going to support me for the rest of my life? And he said, I do. And now we're in that marriage, I'm not feeling this support. There will be problem. We will have to sit down and talk about some issues, So I want to look at a few bits of some kind of misconceptions about support in a marriage relationship. One, quote and unquote, my spouse should know what I need. I don't know the kind of support you will get if that is your mindset. Support must be communicated. Divine, I see you. Patricia, you're welcome. Support must be communicated, not assumed. Assumptions are always negative, most times negative. Everyone receives support differently. In fact, some people, they've broken up with 1, 2, 3 relationship. They've broken up such relationship before they now meet their forever partner. Okay. And sometimes if care is not taken, their experiences from each broken relationship, they tend to bring it to their now relationship. But you find out that Mr. A you dated years ago, Mr. B you dated years ago is different from Mr. C you're married to. You say, after all, when I dated Mr. A, this was the kind of support I gave him and it was okay. Why is your own different? Don't make that mistake. Mr. C you're married to is Mr. C. You better talk with Mr. C to find out, my dear Mr. C, how may I support you? What kind of support are you expecting from me? Because I know you're different from every other person I've dated, and that's why I want to understand you so that I know the kind of support that you need from me, because I don't want to slack in that area. Talk about it with your spouse. They are not the once upon a time guy or girl you dated. They are their own individual, and what they need is way different from your past exes or whatever you want to call them. So, Masa should just know what I need is no. That is a misconception about support that is needed in a marriage. I mean, if you don't tell me, even if what do they call them? A soothsayer. If I read whatever and I can tell, I might just miss one or two. So it's best you tell me, look, this support you're giving me is not really helping, but I really love it if you can help me do this, or if you can do that. Just say it as it is. If it's within their capacity, of course, why would they deny you? It's something that will benefit both of you at the end of the day. So don't go with that mindset, please. Another misconception out there is only one person should carry the emotional load. They say, oh, women are too emotional, women are too sensitive, so the men should carry the emotional load. No. Man, woman, they have blood and water running through their body. Everybody needs support. Whether you're a man, you need support. Whether you're a woman, you need support. I rephrase. Whether you're a husband, you need support. Whether you're a wife, you need support. Thank you, Halima. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. St. John Cola, I see you, or Saint John Cola, whichever way. Thank you so much for joining. Please help like this live and help send to your friends. Let them be part of this crucial talk today. So only one person should carry the emotional burden or the emotional load. There is nothing so called. Healthy support is mutual. Husband support wife, wife support husband. Don't say, oh, they say women are the weaker vessel, all sorts of things you hear. And then they try to live life like that and they find out that it's not working. Then try something else. Marriage is not about one person constantly giving and the other constantly receiving. It's a giving and receiving either way. If it's one-sided, there's going to be problem. If it's just tilted to one side, there will be problem. It has to be balanced between the husband and the wife. Ada, I see you. So it's not supposed to be on one person alone. Whether women are weaker vessel or women are not weaker vessel, everybody needs support. Period. Another misconception quickly I'm going to mention is support means fixing everything. It might work for some people, but I tell you, it doesn't work for everybody. Oh, Leslie, I see you, woman of purpose. Welcome. Jacqueline, I see you. A13, you are welcome. So support means fixing everything. No. Like I said, past relationship that may have worked, but now you're in this current relationship and now even a marriage relationship, and you're doing things, you want to fix everything. Mr. Fixer, Mrs. Fixer, oh, thank you, A13. And they're finding out, look, I don't need solution as such. I don't need you fixing everything. I just need emotional support, or I just need financial support. You know, it depends on what your spouse really need. So sometimes the most powerful support is just listening. I'm telling you, just listening, being present. Let your spouse lament. Let them vent. Let them shout. Let them scream, especially if it's not you're the one that is the cause of it. Anyways, maybe a business partner, a colleague, a friend, or somebody, and what they need right now, the support they need from you is just for you to sit there and be the mannequin, so to say, actively listening though. They just want to vent, tell you, imagine what they did to me, and you and I want to fix. Don't worry, I will talk to them, have a word with them, and they say, did I send you a message? But why are you telling me this? It's not for me to fix it. No, I'm telling you because I just want to shout. I just want to scream. I just want to let it out. They're not asking you to fix everything. So you have to know the kind of support to give your spouse, okay? So just listening, being there, not offering solutions. I'm telling you, it works for some, it doesn't work for some. But just pay attention, especially when you're the type that's fixing everything and it seems that your spouse is not appreciative of it. Just know that that's not what they need. It's as simple as that. You might feel, but that's how my mom helped my dad. My dad helped my mom, but this is a different human being you're dealing with. They're not your mom. They're not your dad. They are themselves. Get to know what they need from you. Sometimes, how do I put it? Let me use the money language. Your spouse, they are going through up and down, chaos, this and that, and all they need is £20 to just do this thing. And you are the hero. You just come in, you say, take this £1,000, and they will feel insulted. Did I tell you? I don't know if it's a good example, but I really want you guys to understand what I'm trying to say. And they're like, no, it's just £20 I need. What's the meaning of that? You're trying to show off, and you're trying to help. Why are they now fighting you? But it's like, just give them that £20. That's all they need. That is all they need. And honestly, it will seem like you've given them the £1,000, I'm telling you. So don't assume, like I said, and don't expect just from one person or just a husband alone to be, doing everything, carry all the burden, do the supporting and all of that. No, it should be balanced. Because if either one is not feeling supported, there will be problem as well. So don't go fixing everything when your spouse does not. All they need is for you to listen to them. Be careful, because these things can, create a rift between husband and wife in their marriage relationship. Sometimes your spouse, they don't even ask much. All they want is a cup of tea, and honestly, you've made their day. And now you now go all out, throwing petals, buying chocolate, and they'll be looking at you. What on earth are you doing? And it seems like, I'm going through all this tough time to do this, to make you happy. But then you're doing it. You're assuming it's going to make them happy. And it's not making them happy. And now you're upset. Just because you've not taken time to find out that all they want that will make them happy is a cup of tea. That's the support they need from you at that time. So if care is not taken, resentment can start building up. You're not understanding the support they're giving. The support they're giving is not what you want. There's chaos. You're not on the same level in terms of this support you're requiring. And it will bring a big issue in that relationship if care is not taken. So let's look at ways to practice support in a marriage. There are 1,000,001 ways, but I'm just going to say this few bits. At least that should set the ball rolling in your mind. And you know yourself, you know your spouse better than me. I'm just here to give the talk generally. At least you pick one or two things that could be beneficial, and you can expand on that. Or you can actually sit your spouse down and say, my dear, come to think of it, Fumi said this, Fumi said that. Have I been supportive enough? Or maybe I've been giving the wrong support. Please talk to me. I want to know so I can do better. That is the end goal of me being here today, to be honest with you. So let's look at ways to practice support in a marriage. Listen actively. I've said that. Listen actively. Let your partner speak without you rushing to respond. Empathize before offering advice. Even hear them first. Don't think, I've heard that before. I remember in 1979. That's similar. You know what, they don't even say anything anymore. You know what, this and that. And they're wondering, what on earth are you talking about? Let me finish saying what I'm saying. Or just hear me out first. Don't worry. I know what you're going to say. And they start bringing advice, solution, this. And in fact, they will even be more upset than they were before they started talking. So be careful that you're listening. Let them finish. Let them even breathe 10 times over it before you even open your mouth to say anything. And sometimes you don't even need to say anything. All you have to do is just go give them a big hug to let them know that you're supportive of them. Whatever they're going to decide to do, you're there for them. It's not about you saying, this is the way, this is the advice, this is the. No, it may not always work all the time. And that's why we need to get to know our spouses better than we know them. So that whatever we're giving, is adequate. Whatever we're giving is what is needed, not just what you want. Like I said, a lot of times these things create problems in a marriage relationship. Husband assuming this is what the wife needs, wife assuming this is what the husband needs, and at the end of the day, everybody's sweating, putting energy to make sure that my husband is okay, my wife is okay. And the more you sweat, the more energy you put, you find out that they're not even appreciative of it. They're not even grateful. That should make you think maybe there's something you're doing wrong, even though you're doing right in your own eyes. So, assumption not good. Always listen actively. Not all the time they want advice. They just need somewhere to open up and just talk. Other than whoever is upsetting them or whatever is going on. Again, another way to practice support in a marriage relationship is shared responsibilities. I've said this already as well. So whether it's parenting, chores, or bills, support each other in carrying the load, because that load is heavy. You all know what the economy is saying these days. It's very, very difficult. Even the so-called okay people in the society, they're feeling it in their pockets as well. Things are not what it used to be. Things are getting more expensive. Inflation, there's famine in some nations. There's a whole lot going on. And it affects everybody down to the neighbor, down to down to your own nuclear family. So sometimes parenting, the chores and things like that has to be carried by both of you. Support each other through carrying that load. Otherwise, it might just be too heavy for one person to carry, more so that there is two of you in that relationship. Again, it encourages dreams. It's very crucial. Ways you can support your partner in a marriage is encourage their dreams. Speak into the life of your spouse some words of encouragement. Speak into your spouse's aspirations. Don't just say, oh, they've told you in 1940 what they want to do. Because they're married to you, they should know they have all the support and all of that. No. Speak into it from time to time. Check in with them. That ambition, that goal, how far with it? Is it coming up? Do you need my help in any way? Things like that. And cheer for them, even when success is far away. Sometimes your spouse, they're so determined about something. They do it, they fail. They do it again and they fail. And they're looking at you. Is this person still going to support me to achieve this dream? Or they're just going to be looking at me, keep failing and failing. Sometimes, you know what? I believe in you. You can do it. Is all they need from you. And they dust themselves again and go for it one more time. Voila, success is round the corner. So sometimes you might have to speak positively into your spouse's life. That is the support they need. Some spouses, I tell you this, they don't need diamond rings. They don't need fancy cars. All they need is for you to hold them and just say, you know what? I believe in you. Don't worry, you're struggling. I believe strongly in your dreams and I know you're going to achieve. Honestly, that is more than Ferrari to some people. That is more than whatever to some men even, because not just women now. Either way, like I said, cheer for your spouse, support them, especially when they're struggling with their goals and their dreams. It goes a long way because they know people around will just see them as failures. Are you two looking at them with that eye of a failure? Not from you, their spouse. So please, let's look into this as well. And like I say, self-reflection. These things I'm saying, even I'm reflecting within me right now, and I'm noting one or two things myself. Again, pray together as much as possible, as much as you can. There's power in spiritual support for one another. I mentioned spiritual support earlier on, sharing prayers, sharing devotions, or encouraging each other with the scripture. There are times I'll say to my husband, open John 2:4 or whatever, just as an example. I don't know what's in there. I say, I read that, but I don't think I'm understanding it. I've read the chapter before, the verse after, and I'm still not sure. It could just be, we might not be in the same place. I just text him, it's just bugging me. I really want to understand, this portion of the Bible or something. And then he will send an epistle. I'll be like, oh, pastor, okay. Oh. And then by the time I say, okay, I'm beginning to understand, and vice versa. He might just come and say, what does this Bible passage mean to you? And then I might say, oh, to me, it means, he said, oh, he's never seen it in that light. Encourage one another. If you speak that spiritual language together, it's always even easier. It's mostly easier. You can do devotions together, study the word together, encouraging one another with the scriptures. There's been times when I've heard, you know what? You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And aside him telling me, even me, I tell myself, because sometimes, you might not be in the same place or whatever, and you just needed to hear those words. Like David, I will just encourage myself in the Lord. Michelle, I see you. Thanks so much for joining. Ade Damola, I see you. Thanks for joining. So again, the last one I'm going to mention in that category is stand together publicly. It goes a long way, especially when you've said, I do. Let the whole world know about your spouse. If you must, really, because I've heard of cases where people, you never know who their spouse is, not in the limelight of social media. No, that's not what I mean. They go to functions, they go occasion, but it's like you rarely would just see them to know that this is husband and wife or whatever. And then let alone coming together in a public place with your spouse. Some, I don't know, maybe they feel it's safer that way, whatever their reasons are. But whichever way, are you proud of your spouse? You chose them. Or are you hiding them in the private? You don't want anyone to associate your spouse with you. I don't think your spouse will feel supported if that is the case. So stand together publicly if the occasion arises. Support each other in front of other people, especially when in-laws, outlaws, above laws, under laws, all of those laws are interfering. Because sometimes you've had a situation where husband and wife are in their home and the in-laws, outlaws, all of them come and they try to create problem for the husband and wife. And some men would just stand and say, you don't talk to my wife like that. You don't address my wife like that. Give her the same respect you show me. I need you to give to my wife, or better still, go back to your home. And imagine how the wife will feel. Or is the wife saying, you don't talk to my husband like that because you're my older brother does not give you rights to talk to my husband like that. Oh my goodness, the man will really feel supported. I don't know, whatever the scenario may be, even if you feel your husband is wrong, at least publicly protect them, and then you can go trash stuff behind closed doors. So disagreement should be settled privately, but your unity should be visible to the world. Not that you're deceiving anyone, but it's really wise that way, I believe. So stand together, whether publicly or privately. Stand together, stand for one another, stand with one another, especially when you have opposition from outside. So let's look at what happens when there is no support. Because, I always like to balance these talks. These are what happens that can lead to separation and can lead to divorce. And God is not really one for divorce. Hence, he didn't create marriage so that people marry and divorce, marry and divorce. Sometimes you have to work things out. But when you're not talking, when you're not, expressive, when you're not sharing, when you're not supportive, and that's when all this problem we're seeing in the world, we keep seeing more of it. God will help us. So what happens when there is no support? Feeling of loneliness. Either spouse that feels they're not supported will feel lonely. So even in a marriage, one can feel isolated. And I've heard of so many cases. Oh, dear cousin Ayonitemi, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. So are you the one that everybody thinks, oh, they carry their husband on their head or they carry their wife on their head? And when you now have the one-on-one talk with this spouse, they feel lonely. And you'll be wondering, are they pretending? What could it be? But it is just what it is. Because they say all that glitter is not gold. When there is no support in a marriage, your spouse may feel lonely. You're always there, but you're not there as such. So they may feel that lonely. So be mindful. Be mindful from time to time. Check in with your spouse. My dear, do you feel lonely in this relationship? It must sound funny, but you never can tell. And please be ready for any response, because in your mind you think, oh, they're not lonely, so you expect to say, I don't feel lonely. What if they shock you and say, you know what, I actually feel lonely? And you'll be shocked to be like, what do you mean? Have I not been there? No, don't go on that defense mode, please. Sit them down and say, my dear, so you feel isolated? Sit down, talk to me. That should be the solution. That should be the line of talk. If you don't want more trouble, a word is enough for the wise, as they say. When there is no support in a married relationship, emotional disconnection is bound to happen. Lack of support breeds resentment and distance, especially when they see you supporting other people or supporting friends or whoever, and they don't feel like you're supportive enough of them. It's going to build some kind of resentment, like they will even doubt your love for them. Does this person really love me because Look at the way they're doing, almost falling over to help so person. But I'm here. It's like I don't even exist, so to say. So let's be careful that we're giving that support emotionally to our spouses so they don't feel that disconnect in that relationship. Again, when there is no support, increased stress. I'm telling you. Handling life's demand alone leads to burnout. Now imagine there's two of you supposedly going through life, but you just feel like it's like only you, carrying all of it. You feel stressed, you can't sleep, or you sleep, your mind is calculating and all of that, and you're not sharing with your spouse. Like I said, even if they cannot help financially or physically or whatever, we can support emotionally. You can be there, listen to them, let them offload that stress to you. I mean, who else would they offload to? So help each other to handle life's demand so that either of you don't burn out. If one person is carrying 100% of life's challenges, imagine if you were to be split halfway 50-50 as such, less burden. It just means each other is carrying each other's burden. Again, infidelity or escape might just take place when there is no support in that relationship. Some may seek support elsewhere when they don't find it at home. I'm not saying it's an excuse to do so, but these are the things. This is our reality. When you ask spouses who's gone AWOL as such, they will always point to the spouse at home. They're not giving me this. They're not doing this for me. That's why they went outside to go and look for solution, so to say. But that is not God's plan for a marriage relationship. That is not God's design for a marriage relationship. Otherwise, nobody will get married. Just stay with this person. If they're bugging your life attached to that person, you don't have to leave them. If that one is bugging your life, before you know, one woman to 10 husbands, and one husband to a million, like Solomon, wives, 1,000 wives. God knows how many concubines and all of that. So we don't want to find ourselves in that situation. Hence, talk about things so that your spouse do not escape seeking support outside of, oh, you're laughing, woman of purpose. These things happen. They don't escape to go and say, Mr. A, they've never looked at Mr. A before. Just because Mr. A came and said, you know what, I noticed you've been feeling a bit down. It may be a private thing, it may be, and they just know that, I'm always here to listen. If you just need a shoulder to cry on, this, and then you're vulnerable at that time, and the strangest person just walked up to you to give you that support you're really, really dying to have. There is bound to be some sort of emotional attachment if it carries on. And then before you know, they take you out for coffee to make you feel better. You know that Nollywood film I'm talking about. And you feel better and they hug you. From hugging, it escalates to something. Before you know, the deed has been done. And they don't live happily ever after. Trust me. So you don't want infidelity to enter into that marriage relationship. Are you giving the right support to your spouse such that they're not seeking that support elsewhere? These things we talk about, we may laugh about, but it's breaking up families, it's breaking up husbands and wives out there. So let's talk about it. And some people, their nature, they don't know how to express themselves. And even if they now found a space to express themselves, it's probably with the wrong person, not their spouse. And they found out that because it's easier to talk to a stranger because they know the stranger will not lash out at them the way their spouse would. And this, again, can open up that marriage for all sorts. And then, a lot of chaos will come into that relationship. So let's be mindful that if they ask your spouse, why did they go AWOL, that you're the first person they're going to point to, that you didn't do this or you didn't do that or whatever. I'm not saying we're perfect. We're not perfect. And even those who are giving excuses, it takes two. Because you're pointing to your wife, one finger. See, the rest three is pointing to me. So everybody has a part to play. If you don't support your wife, if you don't support your husband, tendency is other people out there who are not meant to be giving them that kind of support will give it to them. And because they're desperate, they need it, they'll just go with the flow. This one, adultery via support in is UK drama, US thriller. Really? They asked one person, they said, but I was just helping him to take care of her. or something. There was one statement, I was helping him to take care of something like that. I felt like, what on earth are you talking? He said, but he's not taking good care of her. I'm not here to take the wife, but I'm just helping him to take care of her. And then what has happened? And she's just pregnant. How did that happen? Is it a husband that is owner of the pregnancy? No, it's just, I was just helping. He kept saying, I'm just helping to take care of. I'm like, what on earth? Trust me, you don't want to hear. Marriages that lack support may survive out of duty, but rarely thrive in joy. And I don't want to be coasting in my marriage. I don't want to be coasting, just going with the flow, que sera, and all of those things. Triple A, I see you. Thanks for joining us today. No, marriage is not for be enduring or keep enduring. No, enjoying your marriage. That's why God created it. Challenges will come, no doubt, but not one another, not facing one another. The support you're giving, you withdraw because they're upsetting you. And then before you know, they will say because you withdrew your support, that's why they're getting support outside. And they're supporting them with something else again. You know what I mean? Chin Fred, welcome. So the last aspect of this talk I'm going to look at is tips to strengthen the marital support I've been talking about. Like I say, and I keep saying, I do not have all the answers. I may not even have any answer, but I'll just give us this few bit. Like I say, self-reflect. What are you doing right? What do you need to upgrade? Let me use the word. What do you need to upgrade in that level of support you're giving your spouse? Some people, all they need to do is sit their spouse down and ask, how can I support you? That's all. And your spouse will open up to you to tell you this is the kind of support they need. Instead of sitting and assuming and just giving support, and you're thinking they're not appreciating, like I said, let's find out from our spouses. They're the best person to tell us the kind of support they need, to be honest with you. Don't generalize the support you're giving, because generally it may not just work for them. So let's look at tips to strengthen marital support. Have regular check-ins. I said this a million one times already. Ask each other, how can I support you this week? How can I support you today? Oh dear, I'm going to be busy in the next couple of days, but how can I support you in the meantime? That alone, it is more than enough support. And they just feel this thing, it's going to be busy. And they just feel, you don't even need to support them, because you telling them alone, they just feel carried along. And, they know that for the next couple of days, they might have to do more than necessary, and they're happy. But when you don't tell them, and you're not busy in the 2 days, and you're like, my dear, did you not see I was even busy? You not even support, I don't read minds. They don't read minds, because I bet they have other issues they're faced with as well. So have regular check-ins. Ask one another. We should be friends with our spouses. I get it. Even when there's age gap, 10 years, whatever, you have chosen this person to be your husband, to be your wife. Age now has nothing to do with it. Talk to one another. Shai Hussein, I see you. Again, celebrate small wins. Acknowledge each other's efforts and progress. My dear, thank you so much. I really appreciated the support you gave me last week. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it. You even surprised me. Little ones, big ones, mighty ones, minute ones, none even or whatever. It could just be the hug. Man, I needed that hug you gave me. How did you know I needed that? So I could just sense, I didn't know what to say. I just felt to hug you. That is the support they might need. So celebrate small wins together. Acknowledge the effort you're giving to one another. It just helps you to want to do some more, because your spouse, they understand. Hello for me, it's Tyson. Shai Hussein. Tyson from HB? Is that you? Wow. If it's you, wow. Is that you from HB, from former HB? Oh, wow. It's good to see you. I left there, Wow, long time. I hope you're good. Happy 2025. Happy many years. Thank you for joining in. It's good to see you here, Shai. Okay, it's getting interesting. So again, let's look at how to strengthen that marital support I'm talking about. Practice appreciation, more or less, when you acknowledge each other's efforts, that means you have to say thank you. All good to see you and doing well. Thank you. It's good to hear. Well, I hope you come into the box and talk. I'm sure, I think I remember, if you're married, you can share one or two things with us as well. We're talking about support in marriage. And I'm saying that sometimes when husband, they don't feel the support from their wives, they tend to go outside. And wives, when they don't feel support from their husbands, they tend to go outside. Sometimes, not all the time. Well, if they're in that marriage, they're not happy because they're not getting the support from their spouse. So just broken it down, and I'm rounding up my talk, and I'm expecting us to come into the box and expand it some more. Experiences shared really drives it home. We see the consequences when there are no support for one another, and we see the benefits as well. So hopefully we can share as much as possible so that people can get it, that look, okay, Afumi, I've heard you. In this marriage, my spouse needs support, and I'm ready 100% to give my spouse the support that they need. That is what we want to hear, to be honest with you. So practice appreciation. Say thank you when necessary and as often as you can. Gratitude fosters continued effort. If you say thank you to me, honestly, I'll be like, wow, that little thing I did, see the way they're so grateful. I would want to do more next time. That's just how it is. And again, seeking help when needed. Mind you, you want your marriage to be strong, to be healthy, and all of that. Seek help if this thing we're talking about is too much, and you feel you've talked and tried to get your spouse's attention, but they're not listening or they're not understanding you. And it's becoming a problem, it's becoming a huge problem. It's straining your marriage relationship. It's, doing a whole lot. Oh, one on the head. Hey, let's see. 1, 2. TikTok is trying my patience now. Can I see another one? Confirm. That was some test. I've never seen that before. I just seen a picture now, and it's very weird picture, and 2 hearts hidden in there, and it says, which of these things here do you wear on your head? I don't know. This TikTok, very interesting. Anyways, back to my talk. Seek help when needed. Sometimes you may need to seek counseling or speak to your mentors who can help identify and support the gaps, that you may be having in terms of support in your marriage. Sometimes these things, you find out that if you haven't tried talking to your spouse, you haven't tried other means of reaching out to them, and you just go at a tangent by yourself, seeking mentor somewhere, and then later this mentor want to speak with them, they are wondering, but I've been in this house, you haven't said anything to me. So we need to go about that even the right way. Otherwise, chaos. We cannot use chaos to solve chaos. It's not going to work. Charity or Charity, I see you. Thanks for joining. Shai, I hope you're still there. So these things happen. Again, be teachable. This is, in fact, I should have put this as number 1. Be teachable. Sometimes learning how to support takes time. It takes humility and it takes effort. Christ and Cross, I see you. Thanks so much for joining in again today. Are you teachable? If your spouse is trying to say to you, my dear, this is how I need support, and you feel, your own is just too much. I've done this, I've done that. You start counting all the support you thought you've given, but they're telling you it hasn't helped them. And now they're trying to tell you what is going to help them, and you're angry, you're upset, you feel they're not grateful, but that is not what they are saying. So let's be careful, be teachable. Because the way you're behaving that way, imagine it's the other way around. You two, you're telling your spouse this is what you need, and they to go at the time, what do you mean? I've been a bad wife? I've been a no. That's why we need to listen actively so we can do the needful and there's happiness in the home. Let's be careful. I just want to quickly look at some biblical and faith-based perspective of what we're talking about today. Support in marriage is not just emotional or physical. It could be spiritual, and I really want to hone on that because it goes a long way. We human, we have the body, the soul, and the spirit. If our spirit man is not nurtured, if our spirit man, you've joined your spirit with your husbands, with your wife, so to say, and if they're not going to encourage you in your faith, they had better not discourage you in your faith, so to say. So if you look at Genesis 2:18, it says, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. Helper doesn't mean lesser. because there's a whole lot of controversy with this man and woman, their role and their whatever. It's really destroyed a lot of marriages. So let's get it right. It means partner, it means ally, it means companion. You're equal before God. Fine, your roles are different. The role of the man is to be the head of the home. The role of the woman is to be the woman, to support, to do that and all of that. It doesn't mean she's lesser. It doesn't mean the man is higher. You're all equal. So we're joint heirs with Christ. If Christ can say we're joint heirs with him, he didn't say men are higher joint heirs than women. No, we've abused a lot of things in the Bible. But I'm just going to leave this in this context here today. Your spouse is your partner. Your spouse is your ally. Your spouse is your companion. They say, women are weaker vessels. Yes. If you think, let's even be logical, because some people like to be logical. If you're trying to use spirituality and logicality, if there's any word like that, you will miss it. Let's even, for a second, let's even allow it. Let's be logical. Vessel. What is a vessel? This body. You all know the physique of a man, the way a man is created, the way a woman is created. The woman looks fragile. The woman looks weaker vessel. It is a woman is weaker and left it like that. The vessel. The weight a woman can carry, a man can carry times 10 of it. Their vessel is stronger. So let us not read things out of context, because I do hear that a lot. So please don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. Rather get it right. Your wife is your partner. They're not your slave. Your husband is your head. That is the role God has apportioned for them. Let me not go into another teaching today, but let's come back home. Again, if you read Ephesians 5:33, it says, let each one of you love his own wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. See, we have our roles. It does not deny that fact. Everybody's role is different, but we are not slaves to one another. No, that is not God's word. Be responsible to your husband. Be responsible to your wife. Wife, respect your husbands. Likewise, husbands to respect their wives as well. So be mindful so that, oh, thank you so much, Apostle, thank you. Be mindful so that it's not like it's one-sided, because if it's not reciprocal, there will be issues. You cannot keep disrespecting your wife as the weaker vessel, quote and unquote, and expect her to be, rubbing your ego all the time, and you just wash her down all the time. How is that going to work? It's never ever going to work. Love and respect are both forms of support that is needed equally, whether the man or the woman. Everybody needs it, as long as you're human. Because sometimes they say, for example, women are emotional, they're this and that, so they need more support emotionally. Who says a man doesn't need emotional support? Don't let's even go there. Anyway, I'll leave that. So just let everybody occupy their space, their role, but doing it together, loving one another, respecting one another. They feel supported in that way. Then Galatians 6:2, I mentioned briefly, says, bear one another's burden, so fulfill the law of Christ. This is what Christ wants us to do. This is what God wants us to do when he created marriage. He knows that one person carrying that load might just be too much, and he brought in that helper, that help anything that the world have turned it to now, help to meet their needs, to help them carry that need. For the fact I've come to help you does not make me your slave as a woman, because there's so many interpretations of woman, man in the society out there, and it's part of what is contributing to the divorce rate in a marriage relationship. When a man doesn't know their place and the woman too does not know her place, when you don't know the importance of a thing, abuse is inevitable. And that's why you see separation, divorce all over the place. That is not God's intention. And the family union or the family unit is something that is sacred and ought to be preserved. But when people don't even understand that establishment, they don't understand what it takes or what it means to be in a marriage, they would abuse a lot of things. And of course, things will not go well. And that's where you see, oh, I've just about had it. And how can a man lay his hand on his wife? How can a wife lay their hand on what you will not accept, don't do it to your spouse, period. but God will help us really. So God designed marriage to reflect mutual care, mutual support, sacrificial love, and shared strength. That is the only way they will survive, because both of them together, they have a lot to contend with. And now fighting each other, not giving each other that support. How do you want to survive the challenges of life in that relationship? It's going to take a lot more. So let's be mindful. And as I'm giving this talk and rounding up now, let's reflect within us. In my marriage, am I supportive enough? Or you might think you're even supportive enough, but it might not be the support your spouse is needing. Food for thought. So I'm going to be concluding. Know that support is a silent strength of a thriving marriage. It's not always grand or dramatic, even often, Anyway, let me not go there. It is in the quiet, consistency of showing up, encouraging, helping, and believing in one another. It goes both ways. Like I said, if it's one-sided, there will be problem. If it's not balanced, there will be problem. If a wife is giving the husband 100% support and she's only getting 10% support, it's not balanced. There will be problem. So whether it's listening after a long day, praying together through the storm, or holding your partner's hand through life's ups and downs, support says you are not alone. We are in this together. There is no spouse you will tell that to that they will not feel supported. There is no, even if you don't do anything, you just say that alone, they will feel, wow, my spouse will say this, that means we're in it together. It's a sort of relief. It will be a source of relief, honestly. And then let every married person ask themselves this question. Even me, I'm asking myself this question. How well do I support my spouse? How well do I support my spouse? And how well are they supporting me as well? So let every couple work together to build a marriage where both partners feel seen, feel strengthened, and feel supported. That is the end of my own talk today. However, I have my one question. My one question is, can offering too much support in a marriage become a problem? There's the twist to this talk today. Can offering too much support in a marriage become a problem? Thank you guys for listening. Umberto, I see you. Ademoximi, I see you. Debbie Gazim, welcome. I hope you are good. So that is my own 2 cents for today. I mean, there's more to it, but because of time, I just have to limit it to that. And if you're just joining in, you're welcome. Good evening. Good evening, Debbie Gazim. Please send an invite. Let's talk some more about this, because it's affecting marriages out there. It's affecting relationships out there. Ernestina, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're good. I hope your day so far so good. Thank you, A13. Thank you to everyone that's been liking the live. Thank you so much. Guys, let's come into the box. Let us trash this thing out. Let's face this head on, support in marriage. It's crucial, because every marriage will need this to thrive. Every marriage will need this to last longer. Really, if it's missing, check most people breaking up and what have you. You see an undertone of no support on there. Our honorable moderator, woman, yay, she's here. I can see. Yeah, I hope she's going to moderate tonight. My mouth is dry so that she can relieve me today. I've been doing a wonderful job on her behalf since. So, in fact, she's owing me, self. She's owing me. So, guys, I'm going to bring us up. Let's talk some more so that we can make good use of our time very well today. I see you. Thank you so much, Leslie. I see you, Kreplin. So, thanks for joining. Ernestina, I hope you're good. Yeah, I know. Please, let's come up. Let's expand that box. It's amazing. It's amazing. This topic. In fact, a lot of things were coming to mind. I just have to hold myself. Otherwise. Welcome, Leslie, woman of purpose. How have you been? A13, good evening. I hope you're good.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I hear what you said. You need a break, huh?
I do.
I'm sure
I
you're doing
do.
a wonderful job. Wonderful job.
You owe me big time. Big, big,
I
big, big
know.
time.
I do. Don't worry, I'll make it up to you.
You don't have a choice. You don't have. I was reporting my other moderators to you, and you decide to do that. Say, hey, please, so
No,
don't
no,
tell
no.
me,
Mine's
don't tell
different.
me.
Mine's different. Something turned up. You know how it goes, man.
Oh,
I
I
just been
know.
busy. I just been
I know,
busy.
but I'm so glad you're here today because everybody's been asking of you. I said, well, of course she's good. She's good. She'll join us. Don't worry. So you're here today. So my work is done because I saw you at least, even if not from the beginning. So let me relax. Where's my
Relax,
duvet?
go
Where's
relax,
my
go relax.
duvet?
Hello. So good evening, everybody. I know
Wow.
Leslie was there earlier on. I saw him in the comment section, so I
Yeah.
know he's gonna be ready to talk.
Yeah.
So Leslie, please, can you unmute? Unless you're cooking. I just finished cooking, so I understand.
Whoa.
You see, he's probably doing something.
Like I know about this time, just about this
I
time.
know.
Mm,
I
it
know.
is.
Time is like that. By the time you
But
finish
really,
work,
you can share your views to start with. At least
yeah. You know
another
what?
15
Honestly,
minutes.
to be honest, you've covered a lot of stuff. You know, supporting marriage. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you be in a relationship with anybody and not offer support? You know, but I guess it's one of those things we have to be intentional about. You know, and I think like the main thing that came out what you're saying is about communication.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause sometimes I think that's the thing. We make assumption that we are doing everything for the other person, and then when it's like we feel aggrieved when it's not appreciated. But sometimes, like you said, it's just because it's a misunderstanding because we're not communicating.
Yeah.
I'm not providing what you need in the way you need it. So I think, you know, the first and the most primary thing is to ask if you're not sure. You know, if somebody wants to talk to you about something,
Yeah.
don't always make assumption that they want you to fix it. Because sometimes it's all just about someone just to hear. You just want to soundboard or somebody, you know, oh, this thing's going on. I just want to vent, you know, it's called venting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You need that
pick up the
space.
phone. I just want to scream and shout. I had this really bad situation. I don't want you to be telling me, oh, you know what? Maybe you should have done this because I think that is the worst thing when you just want to vent and somebody then starts unpicking things. You know, you don't want to hear it. That's the way you come for. And I think at the same time, sometimes we should also maybe say to the person, you know what? I just want to vent.
Okay.
You know, I think we should be open. You know, sometimes that's what you want to do, and you just want to vent. Just tell the person that you want to vent.
That's what you need at that time, really.
Yeah, yeah, babe. You know, babe, I just want to vent about this thing that happened, and then maybe the person then knows. Okay, you just want someone to listen to you. But the thing is, when you say you just want to vent, some people they just switch off in it because they're like, you just want to scream.
But that's not supportive, you know?
Exactly. But as soon as you say, "Oh, I just want to vent," they're like, "Oh, okay." So you just want to shout at someone and tell your whole story to. Well, I'm not going to listen attentively because I guess sometimes we listen attentively to kind of find solutions, and if that's the kind of mindset we have, sometimes we then switch off and don't listen to the person, and the person can easily feel like, oh, well, you're not listening to me. I know I just want to vent, but you're still not listening to me. So, you know, we have to be intentional about these things.
Yeah.
Just, you know, when we're not sure, just ask. And also, you know, for the other, you know, person to also ask for what they want.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's where the cross wire sometimes come in. And I think, you know, you talked about checking in with one another. You know, I always think that's necessary because if you don't check in, sometimes life can get so
tell me about it.
so busy that you have to be intentional about checking in. And checking in doesn't have to be, you know, some great, you know, you have to go out and sit down and no one's allowed to be on the phone. You know, check-in should be, when you're with somebody, you should know how you both kind of run and work. Some people, they're more morning peak person. Some people are more nighttime person. Person might be, more afternoon. Just figure it out. Have a conversation. Say, what, when should we do this? Because sometimes I think when you don't have these kind of conversations and have these structures in place, it cannot work, because maybe when you want to have a check-in, the other person is preoccupied with other things.
Yeah.
And they're not able to kind of empty their mind to be able to focus on you. And then instead of a good thing becomes a bad thing. And then, just build resentment and, you're not listening to me, you're not being there for me and this kind of thing. And support is a big word. It can come in, like you said, different forms.
Okay.
I feel like, support is the basis of any relationship, wherever you are.
Should be. Yeah.
Well, yes, I know we've lost a lot of foundations of things, but yes, it should be. Because, and it should be reciprocal, it doesn't have to be at the same level all the time, but, I should be able to give you support, you should be able to give me support. And I think that's what you touched on, that thing about when one person doesn't give it, or actually sometimes it gets to a point where both stop giving it, and then everybody is just doing what they want to do. But like you said, we want marriage in the biblical sense, the way God gave it to us. If we actually follow it, it's supposed to be for us to have a partnership, because life is difficult. I think that's the thing you have to realize.
Tell me about it as it is. Yeah.
Difficult on its own. But when you have somebody who's got your back, who, is checking on you, you're checking on them, you're both like, you feel like, me and you against the world, like Bonnie and Clyde, man, whatever comes, we got this, the 18, you want that companionship, that, that no matter what happens, this person has my back, and this person I can go to when I've got issues, and no matter what it is, they're not going to judge me, they're going to listen to me. Together, we're going to find a solution, we're going to, agree. It takes a lot of work. And I think sometimes when we talk about this, it sounds like easy said than done. But actually, if we start off the right way, it saves us, like you always say, it saves us the problem and difficulties, challenges later.
Admissions, we're meant to cleave together. I know.
Yeah.
And the thing again, sorry to cut you, a woman of purpose. We cleave 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. We start on cleaving. You get it? God help us.
So something happens. We cleave, but something happens. And I think when you don't check in and evaluate your relationship as you go along, then the gaps happens, and then everybody just thinks, well, that's normal now, like all of a sudden maybe you used to call the person, on the way to work, or there's a time, you phone the person and check in, and all of a sudden it stops happening. And and then you just allow it. But sometimes it takes one person to kind of say, oh, babe, I noticed this pattern, it stopped. I noticed that before we used to get to work, you used to text me to say you're there. All of a sudden, maybe a week passed. I'm not saying do it as soon as it starts happening, but if you notice that it's becoming a pattern now, you just have to ask the person, say, why is this change happening? And actually, it's because I want to know, because I care about our relationship and I want it to last. So that's what I'm asking. I'm not coming from a place of nagging or a place of negativity. I'm coming from a place of, I want this union to be protected. So I'm asking you why this thing has changed. And then I think if you come from that point of view and you have the conversation, and that person's in that mindset also wanting a relationship to, to grow and develop, they will then be forward coming and be like, oh, maybe it's like, by the time I get to work, I don't know, work patterns has changed. Something at work has changed. So I'm not able to call you before I get in or whatever. Okay, if that's the situation, maybe let's find a different way of letting me know that you're okay, or it's okay. We can both agree that, okay, at this moment we can't do it. Maybe call me at lunchtime and check in on me. You just got to figure out, because life always changes.
I know. And if you don't go along with it,
yes,
things become stagnant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Life always changes, because when you meet somebody, it's different. It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
And then when you're living together, it's a different ball game, and you're married, it's a different ball game. Kids come in a different ball game. You're looking after other relatives. It's everything. There's so many things in life that throws at you. So I think communication is the foundation. You gotta talk and speak from a place of love. I'm coming to you because I'm concerned about our relationship and how things are changing. I'm not coming to nag you or to this thing. And I think if you try that way to actually let the person see where you're coming from, perhaps, you know, that will get them on. Because I think sometimes people's backs go up. That's the thing. We become defensive.
Yeah. Instead of hearing what the partner is saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Once we become defensive, nothing, everything just goes over our heads, and we don't actually receive that message of what the person is trying to say. But I think even in that situation when somebody is saying something might not necessarily agree with, let's just take the time out and figure out, you know, there's love there. Because I think if you don't care about a relationship, you wouldn't say nothing, would you? You just leave it be. You know, you'd be like, let it just, you know, go to waste. Then you both just don't say nothing and let it all filter down. But I think because you care, and maybe you might not do it in the right way to raise your concerns, but it comes from a positive place, and I think that's what we have to remember. It comes from a positive place. So let's then, you know, retract things and see how we can better, you know, communicate and, you know, better resolve the issue. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Before you go, before you pass to somebody else, so can offering too much support in marriage become a problem? Why did you laugh? Why are you making me laugh? Okay, let's laugh.
I'm laughing. Because I told somebody to stop offering support because it was too much. So I'm just laughing at you just asking that question.
Okay, so maybe you're the best person to share with us.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. Oh, gosh.
No.
Okay.
Let me put you on the spot for real.
Oh, today. Okay. Sometimes, I would say this cautiously, sometimes offering too much support to some people can lead to them taking you for granted.
Okay.
And expecting that, you know, you are always just there to do it. So I think when I talk about reciprocation, about things, evaluating things, you have to.
We're talking about husband and wife now.
No, that's what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes some people feel in their marriages, they're doing so much, and somebody else is not pulling their weight. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, for example, if in any, I always talk about it generally, because I think sometimes we have to get our mind into this mindset, and if we work with that, it works in every relationship we have. But in a marriage, for example, yes, I'm not saying that, okay, one person should give this amount, this person should give. You can't work it like that, because at different times it works differently.
Yeah.
But if you feel like consistently you are there supporting someone, and they don't even ask you how you are doing, they don't even want to hear your stresses, and it's in their head everything is fine with you. No one on this earth, everything is fine with it. There's always situations. If your home life is brilliant, thank God for that. Your work is challenging, you know, or some other thing. You might have health
always
issues.
Something,
There's
you know,
always something.
Whoa.
You can't live in this thing and assume, oh, because you know, I don't bring it up. And sometimes the reason why the other person doesn't bring it up, because one person is so much always want to bring up problem and want support, and the other person feel like, I have to keep giving support, you know, but you're giving, and it's not coming back, and you're out. Yeah, you're running out. It's about this, you know, the cup being empty thing. You know, you have to refill yourself, and if that person's not refilling you, then what happens? And you know, sometimes when this kind of behavior has been learnt in that marriage, to try and change it,
it's difficult.
It is very difficult, because the other person's like, why you want to change now? I mean,
it's worked for us so far. Why change it?
And you're like, no.
Not knowing that it's only you it's been working for.
Thank you. You know, they're like, why are you complaining now? I mean, what's happened? Is it somebody talking in your ears? You know, and they start doing all these things. But it's not like, when in hindsight, if they look back, you've always, you know, kind of, you know, told the person that, you know, you don't feel supported. But because they're just into their own self and their own issues and their own thing, it becomes that balance. And I think sometimes I always tell, well, that's what I told somebody that they need to kind of step back a bit, you know, to feed themselves, and maybe that will allow the other person to kind of see, oh, maybe, you know, there is this thing, because it's having a dramatic impact on the person, you know what I'm saying? And it's not good. You can't be in a marriage where you're just giving, and you're not getting fulfilled, because in the end, either, like you've said about the consequences of those things,
Yeah.
not going to be positive. So
We could
I've told them to
capitalize on the other
seek,
person.
yeah, and seek support, and just seek support from other people. Try and get other people to mediate. Somebody who they will listen to, somebody to understand. And actually for them to write down an example, because I think sometimes when you just say, well, I feel like I've been giving support, the person might not understand. But if you give them an example of maybe when I came to you for this, and then you kind of maybe that will bring them back. But it's a very difficult thing to undo. And I think that's why in the early stages, when things start changing, I keep saying you have to keep revisiting these things and don't let it become chronic. When it's acute, deal with it. Because anything that's chronic can be very difficult to change.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you. Hey.
Okay, so I'll finish talking now. Leslie, are you there?
I think your 15 minutes is up. Otherwise, we can go to others. It's fine. He'll talk anyway. He knows.
Yeah, he usually comes back. Okay, we can move to. I think it's Debbie's there, isn't it? Debbie, because 8:13. Hello, welcome. We always acknowledge you. So Debbie, the elder, the elders of elders. Are you there?
Good evening, my lady. Where have you been?
I've been missing
to
you.
London to see the king.
Where have you been?
8:13. Buenas nachos.
Would have started.
Buenos
You have
dias.
started.
Buenos dias.
Noches.
Noches or dias. Which one?
You have started, Lady Funmi.
all of the above.
Debbie, don't worry. I just wanted you to miss me some more.
Hey.
So now you have to shower me with love. I'm back. Otherwise, I'll go back for another week.
Okay, Olga Leslie. Thank you. Well done. Debbie Gazim Gaga, how you doing?
Well, I'm still working. I'm still at work.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's a late one.
fine. My head is just still a bit hot. You get it?
That's why we're bringing you on Insight to cool off a bit. Come and vent here.
That's it. We're here to support you.
I wish I know how to vent.
It's positive venting we want to.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? But you're still at work, so you have to be careful.
Done. Really, I appreciate this sacrifice. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
So were you here for the talk, Debbie?
Okay, I heard what you said, but I don't know what the basic of the thing is.
Okay,
I heard you talking about
marriage.
support in marriage. Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
Go on. MC, I leave the mic for you.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think there's anything wrong in supporting each other in marriage. Why are we together if we can't support each other in the first
You're
place?
together because you're in love.
No, I don't do that kind of love anymore.
Love, one thing.
You can't support me, I can't support you. You have nothing bringing to my life, I have nothing adding to your life. What's the point of the relationship? So I think
love you, but I love you. Is that not enough?
put your love to your pockets.
Yeah.
Can you pay school fees? Can your love pay school fees?
Oh, so you're talking about financial support.
No, I'm not saying just financial support. I'm just using that as an example.
Okay.
Love without support, what's the point? Even Jesus that died for me is part of support. To be honest though, when it comes, let's go to be serious. When it comes to marriage, I don't think there's anything wrong. It's not even anything wrong or anything right. It should be. There should be. We should be able to support each other.
Yeah.
And we should be not just financial support, any other area. Just find out what your partner needs. I think that's what the thing is. Don't just support them where you think you want to support them. Try to find out, speak to them, know what they need. That way you know where to come in.
Mm.
That's the essence of us being together. That's the joy of it at the end of the day.
Mm.
And if they are supporting you, you that they are supporting, please don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because I know when it comes to this thing, some people they they are the owner of the load, but because you are helping them to lift it, they
Mm.
leave both the load and everything to you.
Mm.
They turn it to your problem. The fact that the person is your partner, your spouse, does not mean you should what's it called, at the end of the day,
Mm.
burden them with your own personal problem.
Well, it's
So
good to
it's good.
share. More like
So
sharing
it's,
so that you
it's
can
good to
support. Yeah.
it's good to share, but not to now. It's more or less like
Burden everything.
I'm carrying a bag. I have 10 bags with me. You want to help me with two.
Mm.
Because you want to help me with two, and now because of that, leave the whole thing for you. That's how some people are. Once you see, it's not just in marriage, even friendship, even once you ask them, oh, what do you need, and they say, oh, this is the problem. Once you say, okay, okay, we see how it goes. That you see how we see how it goes. That you mistakenly said, you have carrying load though.
Mm.
You have carrying load. So a lot of people don't know how to manage a relationship like that. They don't know that, oh, when you are supporting them, you are only doing your part. It's not that you are the owner of the load. So that's what I mean by when they are helping you, when you are being helped, when you are being supported, please don't make it hard for the person supporting you. Don't make it hard for the other party. Don't let it feel like a burden
Mm. Mm.
for them at the end of the day.
Okay.
That way there won't be resentment, because once you make it a burden for them,
Mm.
it can turn to resentment.
Yeah.
It can turn to resentment.
Every tendency. Yeah.
So for that not to happen,
Mm.
the best thing is, don't take it for granted.
Okay.
Carry your load where you are supposed to carry your load, and when they are supporting you, make sure you don't burden them with it. And yeah, we should be open to support each other. Any form of relationship, to be honest, not
Mm.
just marriage. Support, there's nothing wrong in it.
Okay.
Else, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it so that it won't turn to something else. And
Mm.
don't take it for granted if you are the one receiving it.
Okay. So let me add a question to what you have said. Thank you so much for your contribution. Can
Welcome.
offering too much support in a marriage become a problem?
It can.
Oh, okay.
It can
How?
if you don't know boundary.
Okay. In marriage,
Like
boundary.
like I said, if it's two ways. It can in the sense of the person receiving or the person giving the support.
Okay.
If you are supporting the person and you are not supporting them according to what they need.
Mm.
If your support is not what they need, it can become a problem,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, they won't see what you're doing. They won't see the point of you helping. They won't see. That's why foundation of everything,
Mm.
communicate. That way
You.
you know where to come in.
Mm.
Sometimes some people, they just need you to give them water. They don't need you to give them well.
Mm.
Just give them the cup of water and let them be. Human beings are different.
Yeah. Well.
Some people, some people naturally, they love to do things themselves. There's no how you want to do it. That
Will please them.
that yeah, it's not it's that's their own default setting.
Mm.
But that doesn't mean they still don't have a need.
Mm.
They still have a need. There'll still be something or somewhere they can't go or they can't do themselves. That's
Mm.
where you come in.
Yeah.
But if you go about just doing what they didn't send you, what they don't need, at the end of the day, it turns to problem. And like I said, the one they are supporting, if it's the one they are supporting that is not appreciating the support, it can turn to problem as well.
Yeah.
If you make it like it's your duty anyways, why can't you do it? Are you not my husband? Are you not my wife? Well, I'll leave you with your load. The Lord is our shepherd.
Thank you. Okay.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
I have to get used to the fact that you're here today, so don't
is
mind
it?
me. So
I
that,
don't
that
mind
is
you. I know.
I can
It's
that
talk
is
okay.
a
now.
sub that
Oh,
is a sub question to
I know.
everyone talking really.
Mm. It's
Yeah.
you know what? When she was saying that, it reminded me of my husband. I remember when he used to like say, "Oh, I don't want you to cook. I wanted to cook," and that was too much because I actually love cooking. And I remember sometimes we used to fight about that
Thank
in the
you.
kitchen.
Wow.
If I'm cooking, we
Nice.
negotiate. Okay, I'll do certain things, and he will cook certain things. But when I was cooking, he would come in the kitchen and start getting in my way, and I was like, "No." So in the end, I was like, so this is what we talk about. Sometimes too much support. Like I want to cook, I enjoy cooking, but you're like he's thinking if you don't cook, you get to rest. You get to this thing, but it's like it's not what I want. But for somebody, that would be like, yeah, husband wants to cook. Thank you, darling. Go ahead, cook for us. But for me, it was not.
Oh, one man's meat is another man's
Ah,
poison.
but for me, it was torture now because I can't go in the kitchen and cook. So you know what? You have to talk these things, and
Yeah.
you can't make assumption that you're helping someone. Because you might not be, you might actually be hindering them. So yes,
Yeah, I think sorry. I think I remember sharing mine a couple of weeks ago when my husband was here. That when one is away, he's always calling, 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 calling. I'm like, let me breathe. It became a problem. Honestly, this thing was really getting on me. I'm like, give me space to even miss you, so that I too will call. But before I think to call, he's called 10 times. I'm like, oh my god. And it's like it's one-sided. He's not even giving me room. And me, I wanted to miss him a bit. Then I will call and say, I miss you. But no, oh my God, 10 missed calls. Oh, call, call, call. I'm like, stop. So it could actually be a problem, I'm telling you. And it's a
yes,
good thing he's doing, obviously. But like the way we're wired differently.
yeah.
Admission is laughing. I'm telling you, my home. In fact, the man would never understand. He said, well, I don't know. He now stopped. I think the first time or so, he gave me like 10 minutes, like he was timing it. And then me, I was still thinking maybe in half an hour I'll call, and the phone rang. I said, oh my goodness, what is going on? I said, boy, it's been, I said, seriously? And then when we talked about it, I see that he was so uncomfortable. Like, what do you mean? My wife is away, or I'm away. Won't I call to check up on you guys? I said, but not every minute. Like, 30 minutes. So what do I mean? He said, are you busy? Even if you're at work, you would have finished work. And then when the nighttime call comes in, like say 10 o'clock, that one's till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And I'm like, I want to miss you enough to call you. Give me space to breathe. It wasn't funny. You heard him last time he was there. He said, in fact, till now, he still does not understand. But
Doesn't
yeah.
understand it. That's it. But it's a nice thing, that's what I'm saying. But everyone's different. Everyone's wired different.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Leslie, are you ready now? If not, I will. Oh, there you are.
I can talk, people. Sorry,
You can
it's
talk.
been
Hey.
it's been very busy tonight. I'm just really in and out. As I'm talking to you now, I'm with my son. So
Oh, okay. I saw your
it's been
message. Well done. Thank
it's been
you.
very
Thank you. It's sacrificial, even coming on this live, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.
no, but you people have delivered. I've heard some solid gems, really solid gems tonight. About
Thank
support.
you, Grace. Thank you,
Um,
13.
yeah.
Queen.
I'll there be drop some wisdom again. When it becomes one-sided in support, that's an issue of boundary, and it could be an issue of someone's overcompensating in the marriage. That could be very difficult, and that means one party could be so used to it they actually start taking it for granted.
Yeah.
And if there's a change, it's almost like they begin to act like it's a right when you're not jumping and administering to them at every point in time. So one has to be very careful that you're not just supporting and you're just providing the support, and it becomes one-sided as well. You don't want to do that. And it depends on who you're married to, but yeah, it can be an issue if that is not realized and recognized in the marriage. You need to know I think it's important to know your limitations and where your strengths lie and what you are learning as well. But it's important to know your limitations. We don't know everything. So that said, it's important to in your marriage to know how to support one another. It's very, very important. I think it's crucial, and I think it's also part of building in a marriage. It's important. Another thing I've seen that when people can sometimes over support, there could be manipulation going on as well. There could be
That's true.
And it's I've seen that happen and play out. So it's very important that one recognizes these things. But I think you made a very good point, Jose, that we grow. I'm a guy, so I'm gonna straight up say, I remember back in the day, I want to fix everything. Today, that's not the situation. But I
Mr.
have to learn
Fixer,
that.
so you used to be. Well, thank God you said
Oh
you
my
used to
days!
be.
I know the solution. I know the answer. We do it like this, do it like that. I didn't understand. No, the person is just trying to. She's just trying to tell me so she can decompress.
I think
Now,
I
now I do
do
the
not
same.
understand, but I mean, I've
Now I do
grown
the same
with
thing
you.
myself too. Now I do the same thing now. I think I'm even worse sometimes.
Wow,
So,
wow, wow.
so it has crossed over to become a bit emotional. So when I hear people say men are emotional, just that it comes out later, and then we like it after a while.
Well,
So let's not fool ourselves. We do become emotional. We do if we allow it, we do get better at it. But it's good in our marriage that we're emotional with our spouses. It's very, very good, and we learn to do that. So yeah, but you have to when it becomes too much, there's some level of manipulation as well. So, but it's very important if when both parties know how to support one another, it's a beautiful thing, and it really helps. It really helps because we don't have all the answers, but even just knowing that the person cares and the
thank
person is
you,
there for you,
Sean.
oh, it makes a difference. It makes a massive difference. Oh, it does really help.
Yeah.
And it's good to be a listening ear. That's why again, like someone said, that the reason why we have two ears and one mouth, we have to do twice as much listening.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's so true. It's very true to be a good
That's
listener.
true.
I've had to
Yeah.
learn that too. As a guy, I've had to learn that too. As you can tell in my mind, I don't do the talking, but I do a lot of listening. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's very important. I encourage men. I encourage guys. If there's a man here, another Debbie, by the grace of God, when your husband to be comes, let him come on this front so he can start learning some things now.
Hey,
So,
true.
let
Yes,
him come and
indeed.
be hearing this. These are how powerful things are. Because back in the day, we were doing this is what we were doing, but I was a lot in church, and we used to go to different ministries. It's so important because it helps. You're hearing the same thing. You now understand. Oh, this is how this person understands this thing. This is how the person sees this thing. It helps. It's really good. So I encourage you that when you meet somebody, let them come on this forum. It helps them to understand the importance of things like this. I think these are very helpful to know that yeah, you're gonna be a support system for for each other.
Yeah.
Because in a marriage, if you have that, then it really helps. And you can face a lot of things, and you can withstand a lot of things. You'll be shocked at the strength you have when you learn to support one another. You'll be in fact, you will come like, I didn't know we could deal with this problem and overcome and just be on this other side of this situation. So it's very important to yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will contribute later again, but thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Leslie. I was gonna say, even married people can still come and learn plenty stuff here. So it's okay.
Am I not carrying 26 years on my head? You think I'm not
Exactly.
here to learn?
So not even the newbies can come. Everyone can come. Even single people can come. All of us are learning and growing. It's
In
never
fact,
too late. Yes, never too late.
help us.
Thank you. I'm telling you. All right, we're gonna go down to his admission.
Yeah. Good evening,
6.
everybody.
Good evening. Welcome. Thank
Do you
you.
know? Do you know why I laughed earlier?
Tell
When you
us.
were making up, you were drawing inferences from your husband, the experience you had. It matches mine. You won't believe it. That's why I laughed.
Really?
Yeah, initially, I think there was a sense of insecurity. I can't even explain what it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
Ah,
takes a very pick a very beautiful woman, smash it.
Oh,
Now,
I
and
see.
I'm like, what? Why? I think I've got to be very, very close and all the
You
rest.
just want them in your space
Yeah.
all the
So
time. In fact, you don't want
I
to
did
share them with the
much of
world.
the I did much of the calling and all the rest, And sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, you just called," and just as I'm getting that, you're calling again. But a part of me
I
did not give up.
relate.
A part of me did not give up. I'm like, "Oh, I have to call. Why are you stopping me and all that?" But as time went on, I think it benefited overall. At
Okay.
least we're talking. I should talk about 20 years plus, and we've been together.
Wow. Thank
And,
God.
and,
Thank
and
God.
the
Well
relationship is
done.
growing and all that. I'm very
More
grateful
grace, more
for
anointing, more
Amen.
support.
Yeah, I feel very good for all that I did at that moment. And there was just something with hindsight, there was something I couldn't see immediately. But
Okay.
as we carry on that, it's yet to come, and I realized why the Lord made me to continue to just say, I've taken one woman, I'll close my eyes to all the rest,
Mm,
focus on that and see where it will take us. Yeah. I remember at some point where I had to stay home for a whole year without working,
mm,
a whole year, just because I wasn't feeling really good.
okay.
Yeah, for a whole year. She went, oh, don't worry, I'll carry on. But there was something that I realized the money we were making when we put our money together combined, she was earning as much as that
Wow.
within that 1 year. The
Wow.
money we were both earning before it became obvious that I couldn't carry on working.
Mm,
She was making that. But
wow.
while I'm there, I did not capitalize on that support. A part of me was still like, I've got to go out there. I've got to do what I have to do and all the rest. So I was always anxious. At some point, she'd be like, stay, just carry on and get really, really better before.
Wow.
So I springed out and that was it.
Thank you, Sean.
Springed out and carried on. At no point did I capitalize on them. And that particular point forms of sort of I always had that feeling that no, I've got to for all the support she gave at that moment, I've got to reciprocate and all the rest. And it's another thing that propels me to do what I have to do and all. Yeah. I think, yeah, I got that
So,
support
mm,
and I've always reciprocated and all that. And at some point, I realized that I I was kind of staying back when it comes to this chores and all the rest because she has always been ahead of me. Oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. But then when
mm,
I saw she's wearing her down, once I heard her talking about, oh, the children are involved now, everybody, it's too much for her. So I stepped up and I'm enjoying it now.
well done.
Yeah.
Good job.
Go into the kitchen, cook so much that the children are not that. So where were you all this while? I will let only mommy do it. You're a better cook and all the
Oh,
rest. Yeah,
oh,
she's enjoying it. She's like, oh, you made this again. And it makes me feel very good and I want to do it more.
oh,
So if there's
oh.
any one of us that will capitalize on it, please don't.
Mm,
Don't. Let's just carry on supporting each other. It varies. At some point, you will need the other person's support too.
yeah.
It keeps, yeah, it tilts. It won't be in one direction at some point. So let's carry on. It is
Thank,
well. I'll
thank
rest
you.
in this case. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, oh, as they say, I don't know if TikTok has. Oh, let me see. Carry on, please. I'm looking for it.
You're looking for your you can just make it, isn't it?
Let's see. Sheila.
No, 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 no. We don't want that. What was that?
Awkward. No, awkward. No, I don't want awkward.
No.
Yeah, carry on, please.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for sharing that admission. That was a great story of how, a marriage
Hello,
can
Johnny,
support each
babe.
other
Good
and
evening.
how you can adjust things to, when things change. And I
Hmm.
think that's the thing. I love the thing you said about, her stepping out. Because sometimes I think I'm not gonna make this but it's the society pressure on the different roles in marriage sometimes puts
Definitely.
people in boxes and
Mm,
doesn't allow, for example, you probably had this hidden talent of cooking and like, the kids are now enjoying your cooking and stuff. But, if traditional roles was there, you say, "Oh no, I can't cook it." You never probably would, identify that you enjoy doing. The kids enjoys it, and everyone enjoys it. So sometimes we gotta build our relationship how it works and fits for us. We can't rely on. Some people say, "Oh, my wife is the only one working or whatever. I can't have that." And then you maybe the other person, you are putting your health at risk. But if she's able to step in for a period as agreed, why not? And even after when you're able, yeah, and even if you're able to then step back in, and maybe it just makes sense for her to continue. Why not if it works for you? So it's always about you doing what works for the two of you, because the journey is about the two of you. And the children and the family you're building on. So you have to do what's for you. But if you're gonna look at other people and the pressure that comes from everywhere, or sometimes it doesn't help us to build a long-lasting marriage. It can actually break us and tear us down. Thank you for sharing that. It was really beautiful to hear that. Okay, so we're gonna move. Is it Queen? King. Okay.
Queen.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Are you there?
Queen, are you there? I think it might be the first time on the box or in the box.
Oh, first time in the box.
Queen, can you speak? You have to unmute. We can't hear you.
Yeah, if not.
Okay, let's leave it.
Leslie, when did you write this thing? I thought it was a Nollywood movie.
Don't mind him.
Did you hear that sound she played? It sounded like Nollywood movies.
Oh, okay.
Well, probably we might have watched something similar before. Okay, you can't unmute. Let me see if I can.
I can't do it. Yeah. Maybe there's something with the controls there. Yeah.
No, maybe I don't know how many followers she's got. Let me see. Queen. She should be able to. You know what, Queen? If you drop off and log out completely and then come back, maybe to be okay, because you have enough followers to do these functions.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Please, thank you. I really appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Okay, let's move down to Shane.
Shine.
Oh,
Shine. Good evening.
I need to put my glasses on. You see, it's getting nighttime. I can't see.
Seriously? You're not in
No, I'm being serious. It gets to nighttime. I can't see. I need to put my glasses back on.
Good
It's a good thing I don't work at night. Can you imagine all the spelling mistakes I'll be doing?
In fact, it will send you back to school. I will send you back to school. Shine, don't mind us. Good evening. Happy Thursday to you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, house. Good evening, host. Same here. It's good to see everybody too, and you as well. I just came here tonight to just glean, and listen, and just enjoy the moment and the jokes as well, because it's a good place to be always. But a place of support cannot be overemphasized in marriage. I mean, that's what we're here for. Companionship. We're meant to support each other and make sure that everybody or the parties are secured in the marriage. And to try as much as possible to abolish the old structure or syllabus or pattern or model of running homes, where sometimes the burden could be on one side and then, and not on the other. And I mean, I sincerely do admire, I don't want to say jealous of the man that can cook. I wish I could cook that much. But then, sincerely, I wish I could do that much.
Shine, wish, it's a good thing to wish. But you can watch videos on YouTube and try.
It's not to say that I can't cook something. No, I just said I should be able to cook that much.
Want to cook some things.
I cook some things. I'm just saying I wish I could cook that much.
That you can cook.
Basically because so it got to a point that we needed to move house.
What is your child saying? Is this a mommy can cook?
He said human beings can cook as well. That's my last one. Okay, so we got to a point in our lives that we had to move. We had to move from. It's okay, Amanda. So we had to move from where we had a lot of support system, meaning that we needed to. I think I've said my story here before about how I had to, transition from one level of engagement to another, knowing that there are other assignments for me at the other side.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I shared it here. And then we had to move to a place where, we don't really know much people around us. And then what I now had to do at the point is that I had to be at home to receive the children. So every time they come back from school, there had to be somebody at home, and that person had to be me, because my wife is in a structured setting. That's where she works. And so that would not avail at that time. And, opportunity to get home earlier to receive the children as at the time they will be back from school. Of course, so many things had to be, to be considered at the time, just so that can work. So what that simply means is that whatever I have to do must end between 2 and 2:30, because I have to be at home to receive the children. And I think for me, that was a little way I could to support our family. As a matter of fact, I didn't see it like I was doing someone else's role, or I was trying to help my wife out. I wasn't doing anybody a favor. It was, when we decided to have the children, it was our choice. It was not my wife's choice. So I'm not trying to help her. And I don't think anything anybody does in their marriage is a way of helping one person. Or, I mean, I don't permit me to say, I don't want to even know how far you would go in your marriage that would give you the notion that you are trying to help your spouse. I don't think that's what it is. If both of us get into the kitchen and we cook together. I'm not trying to help my wife to cook the food. I mean, it's the food I want to eat. I can as well just allow myself.
I'm glad that this is a man saying this, because not so many men would say this. I'm telling you.
No, we don't assist our spouses. I mean, no wife assists the husband to get the house cleaned up. Neither does the man assist the wife to get the house cleaned up. We are cleaning our house.
But this woman will assist to go to work to make sure we earn enough to look after the family. You see that equation is not balanced.
So I asked the question. I was counseling a group of people recently, and I asked the question, and I said it's a trivial question. So I said, if we are at the pool or we are at the beach or something, and then one of our family members is drowning, who should get the person drowning? And somebody said, 90% of them said, no, it's a man, it's a man. It's a man, after all, is the head of the house. Another person said, we look for a way around it. And I said, you see, when you begin to think that some things are man's role and woman's role, sometimes we get to miss the point. And I said to them, it is neither the man or the woman. It is the person that can swim that should jump into the water and save the child.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you are thinking that it is the man, what if the man cannot swim? And what if the wife is the fantastic swimmer? So she should be the one.
In danger. Yeah.
Exactly. I said, at the end of the day, we're going to lose the child and lose the spouse. He said, okay, what if none of them can swim? I said, either of them who brain came up earlier to go and look for a lifesaver would be the person to get the job done. So it's basically not about what the role should be or what the role should not be. It's basically about what should be done and who is, first to move or to swift into action and then get the job done. So I don't think in marriage there should be no emphasis on what we are trying to help ourselves to do. It's basically what should be done and what we can get done. But we cannot overemphasize the fact that support is necessary, and it is what we need to keep giving ourselves until Jesus Christ comes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before you mute yourself, can offering too much support in a marriage become a problem?
Offering too much support, can you I don't really get offering too much support in what sense?
I've given some sort of example, and I think Admission to give his example, and I think Woman of Purpose gave an example. So mine is, okay, there's so many ways you can support your spouse. If, say, for example, you're out of town, the most support maybe your wife can give is to call you to see you're okay and all of that. So now imagine your wife calling you every 10 minutes. She's trying to support to make sure you're not feeling lonely and not every 10 minutes. And that is not the kind of support you actually need going away. It might just become a problem. And then somebody will start getting upset. You're not appreciative of the call, or you're thinking it's too much or whatever. So can too much support in a marriage become a problem?
There is a, well, from the example you just gave, there is a thin line between being overly concerned, offering support, and then becoming a monitoring spirit.
Was it?
There's a very thin line. So why are you
Okay.
calling every 10 minutes? I mean, what if he travels and he needs time to rest? Why are you calling every 10 minutes? So what you just said right now brought to for what happened last weekend. My wife needed to travel for a family function, and then she had to leave me back at home with 3 children, and of course with a support staff. All right. For me, it could have been, oh no, you are traveling. Find a way to take the children along because I don't like all of this stress, the blah, the blah, the blah. But they are my children. They are not someone else's children. All right. She has every right to also move to an extent. I mean, to get some things done. It's a family function. She's not going out to go, do whatever it is that is not befitting of a virtuous woman.
Yeah.
She went for family function. It is something that the entire family would have expected us to be there, but because of what I do and who I am, I have to be in church for Easter Sunday, and I cannot go on that kind of journey. So we have to be back at home with the children.
Okay.
But then there is that bit to always check up on her to find out, oh, how is your morning? I mean, as a matter of fact, the day she was traveling, I think she traveled on Easter Friday, Good Friday. Their car broke down on the road. No, they first encountered traffic leaving town. I mean, for over 2 hours, and then the car now encountered so many things. On that note, I had to be calling every other, maybe like 20 or 30 interval to say, okay, where are you right now? How is it going? I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah.
There is something going wrong, so you need to keep checking up until she gets to where she's going, right?
Yeah.
And then whilst she was coming back again, and she told me she was in traffic, I had to keep calling to check up on her that much. Not calling every 10 minutes to say, okay, where are you? Or in fact, to make the matters worse, every minute is video call. Okay, let me see where you are. Let me see who you are with. Let me see what you are doing. I mean, that's monitoring spirits. That's basically not support. That's not offering any support. And that comes to a place of trust. Right? So that same day in church, something happened because I had moved from one location to another. And people were coming around and they were saying, oh, hi, we've missed you. We've not seen you around. And then one lady saw me and saw a stain of makeup on my jacket. And I said, now I've caught you. This one, you have to get back home and explain to your wife what makeup is doing on your jacket. I said, that's the worst thing you can even do to my wife, because she will look at you and tell you that that's the least of her concern. Right?
Wow.
That's the least of her concern, that there is one makeup touch on my jacket, and then she's thinking, who have you hugged? Who have you slept with? There is one.
Oh my
I mean, that's the least of her concern, because she understands that could happen. All right? Now, that is not to say that it is a safe place for everybody. But with her, she's safe.
Of course.
Right? It would be also hard folly for me to not to also trust my wife. Right? Not trusting my wife is making me who I am not. I am not a police officer. I cannot be monitoring my wife 24/7. It's definitely not going to happen to me. However, there are times where you become worried. For instance, where she works late into the night, there are times that the bosses will just have pressure, and then they would say, no, you're not going anywhere. At that point, I have to call and be sure of where my wife is.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Of course, I have to go to that extent of even doing a video call to establish where she is and say, okay, so this is where you are. When are you leaving the office? Let me just be sure that you have people around you, so that when you are walking out of your premises, you are safe. You're walking out with people, or there is somebody there who has a car who can also take you to a point where you can now assist yourself to get home.
Yeah.
None of that. But calling every 10 minutes just so that I can show support. Support for what? I mean, we just need to define it. Like, now,
so that you're not lonely.
So that I'm not lonely.
Yeah.
So you will call me when I'm even trying to sleep and wake me up so that I'm not lonely. Then I will become crazily lonely. So just allow me sleep my sleep in peace and wake up, and then we call ourselves. Just understanding the boundary. Calling me. Okay, so what if I were to attend a conference and you're calling me every 10 minutes? Or what if I'm now the keynote speaker at that conference?
Wow.
You'll be calling me every 10 minutes just to be sure I'm not lonely. I mean, some things that probably should just be defined. It is having an understanding of who your spouse is, what they want and what they need, and then what you can offer. That's what I just
someone is asking you, but what if that's what your partner needs?
Oh, if that's what your partner demands from you, oh, please do not deny him or her that support. If you have an understanding that no, every 10 minutes the boss is going to come, of course I'm expecting it. But I'm not expecting a buzz every 10 minutes. I mean, for the better part of one of the days, I wasn't
Caesar,
going
what
out.
belongs to Caesar, oh shine.
Yes, ma, clearly. I knew she went for a family function, so I'm calling her every 10 minutes at a family function. I'm not sure that's what she needs. I'm probably going to start feeling, is your husband not secured? Is everything all right? I hope his wavelength is balanced, because if he's not that busy,
It's coming from a good place. Wow.
But Mr.
no,
Shine, Mr. Shine,
every time. Yes, ma.
Mr. Shine, I
Yes, ma.
understand that is you and that is your wife, which is fine. Some people, you have to call them every 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You get, and that's mind yourself. You have to. And see, just know the paracetamol that work with whoever you are dealing with. I think that's the thing.
That's what I said. I said if that's what the person demands,
You
that's
are
what the
right.
person
I
understands.
have,
That's part
because
of
I have
the
seen
person's love
somebody
language.
that
By all
Okay.
means, give it to the person.
Admission is saying particularly at the initial stage, not as a couple. Maybe when you're just meeting them,
no,
building that
I have
relationship.
seen marriage that they call them every 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yes, 5 minutes.
We even went on to a gala night. We had to come home. We didn't enjoy the night. In fact, that was the day I vowed never to go out with any married woman again in my life. You are married. I will not go out with you again.
No,
Once,
everybody
even
is like
if you are
that.
my friend, no.
Yeah.
Every time,
Maybe
hello,
they're
baby.
still on honeymoon and you people took her to one
No,
gala.
15 years, 17 years married. Lady for me, please, so.
It's their love
Hello,
language. It's their love language. That's
Please,
their love
please don't
language.
come for
Hello,
me.
Danny, what are you doing now?
That's
Hello,
their love
Danny.
language. They can't live without each other.
So
Ah,
Oh wow. That's a
they end up
shame.
living without each other.
so the marriage is no more now.
No, it's not the marriage that is no more. They
Okay.
end up unmarried.
Oh
Wow.
They are not more together.
Oh,
So I'm sorry, but that simply means that then that was not their love language.
No, it was the man.
Or it was a monitoring spirit.
I
Oh, you
get
agree
it.
that there's a monitoring spirit.
It was the
Eh.
man's love language, not the
not
woman's
the
love
woman's.
language.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not balanced at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but two
There's a
cannot
whole
work together
lot
except they be agreed.
underneath. There's a whole lot
Exactly.
underneath it.
once she leave home, he will call her till she gets to where she's going to, and then he will be on the phone. I bet may we not be in
Yeah,
bondage.
but you know what? That's what she's allowed. You see, sometimes that's what I was talking about earlier. That sometimes these things it's happened to happen. No one checks it, and then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, something is not right. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
something's
Okay,
not right. Should have been
vowed
checked long time.
never
that
to
is
go
not
out with
that's not
anybody.
support. I don't
That's
think
not
there's
support,
anybody
exactly.
that will be needing such in any marriage, to
Yeah,
be
but to
honest.
be honest, as an outsider, I am saying it now because some of us, we don't see with normal people's eye, maybe because of what we've been through in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when everybody's, is it that no? When everybody sees these people together, you would think love have finished.
Yeah.
In fact, people are praying their kind of love. You understand? Because they will take her to the shop to shop, any kind of lace you want, any jewelry, any gold you want. It's just that she can't pick a style she wants.
Wow.
She can't go
Control.
out herself.
You and I know that is gone overboard.
Control. Yeah.
That
You
is
people don't know
manipulation
love.
and
You people
control.
don't know love. That's why. If you want
Everything,
it,
to
to be
everything
honest,
in life, if there's no balance, there will always be
if you
problems.
hear them when they are together, Lady Fumi, you will think marriage has finished. You hear, hello, darling. Hello, darling. Hello, darling. Hello, baby. What do you think about this? Hello, darling.
Stop it. Stop it.
In fact, God will help some homes. So I'm telling you. I mean, this are, you see now that it sounds funny, but this is some people's reality, and they feel choked and they just run away from that marriage. So how good is that now? And imagine there probably will be children in that marriage. That is it for those children being tossed back and forth. So as simple as support is, you can imagine, as simple as it is, if it's not appropriate, it becomes something else.
Yeah. Sometimes in the beginning, things can seem, good or positive. Like for example, if in the beginning when someone calls you all the time, you think, "Oh, that's nice, always calling me."
No, no,
Shane,
my
we'll come
lady.
back
No,
to you. Shane
no,
has not
not
finished though.
No,
no
no,
on purpose. Not for me. Not for
no,
me.
no.
If
I
you
know, not for you, because
if you
you
call
are
me
wise.
too
Hold
much,
on, let me talk. You are wise. You are wise
okay.
enough not to let anyone. But what I'm saying to some people, they feel like that's what is meant to be. But actually, you know what? You should be able to
Okay.
trust your partner to go to work or go out to his friends and not have to check in on them every 2 seconds. You know what I'm
No.
saying? There is something
You are
unbalanced and
right.
healthy about that. You know what a healthy relationship should look like. So therefore, you're not going to fall for those things. But I'm just saying to you, sometimes for some people that starts off as a good thing, but then sooner or later they realize, this is not healthy.
No, it's not.
I can't
No.
make a decision. I can't go anywhere. I can't do this without me telling you or you being aware. And then it becomes control and it moves on from that healthy to unhealthy. You know? So yes. Anyway, sorry.
Thank you, everyone. Everyone. I don't know if Shane have finished speaking. Please finish.
Let
Then
him
we'll go
finish
back
before
to Queen.
Just
we
unmuted.
go back to order.
Okay, so I was just going to say that I think why people fall into such situations, I'm not judging, is basically because you have, I don't want to use the word blinded by an act of kindness, and then you choose that over every other thing that you do not like. All right, so he's a kind man, but he's controlling. He's a fantastic woman, but she has trust issues,
Wow.
which really does matter to you, and that is what we need to address. So what is a support? Support simply means assistance, right? So I need to get something done. I can't do it all by myself, hence I need another hand to help me get it done. That's what a support is. That's why we find ourselves in support systems and groups, right? So that somebody somewhere can lend a helping
Thank
hand.
you for talking.
And so when something becomes more of a pressure than a support, you should be able to have that conversation. And I mean, the first level of conversation, I think we have even discussed that kind of thing here before. The first level of conversation should be with self, to ask myself, this thing I feel does not matter. I hope when we get married, it will not become matters arising. Can I take it? If it is not something I can cope with, then you have the second level of conversation with your spouse and say to your spouse, I love the way you check up on me. I mean, the sandwich approach. I mean, you are so amazing. You are so caring. But don't you think that this issue, I don't think that I feel comfortable because it's beginning to look like we have trust issues. You should be able to clear certain things out of your space. Like I said, it's called support. Just sitting down here and thinking about it, I think my wife has gone for more hangouts with her friends and families than I have in 10 years. And I don't have an issue with that, right? I can't have an issue with that. I can't sit down here and begin to imagine that my wife is elsewhere. That is me. That is my comfort zone. That's my reality. That's what I
Thin
choose to
line between
believe.
support and
And to,
control. Yeah.
exactly. And to him that believes all things are possible. So it's possible for me that my home will continue to advance like that. All right. But then you must be able to define that line between what really matters and what will become matters arising. And ask yourself, will I live? So when it all started, like we said, for every other 5 minutes, to every other person now, the guy has become a senator of all eyes. Man, everybody must be like this man. He's the ideal man, power couple. Who every 5 minutes is checking up on me. Isn't he so caring? Then you are getting into work. So imagine if you are a medical doctor and then your
Doing
husband is
surgery.
calling you every 5. Yes, exactly. You are even having a consultation with your patient, and every 5 minutes there is a call coming to interrupt. I mean, you are not going to be there. I had a case like 2-3 years ago about a man who wants to be so supportive to the wife and stopped the wife from working and wanted to keep the wife at home. Meanwhile, the person you got married to is one energetic go-getter who wants to get something done for herself, not because she has any point to prove to you, but because she feels that she cannot just be dormant, sitting down doing nothing, just being a full housewife. Being a full housewife is not, in quotes, is not her calling. And then you now want to change her calling to say you must be a full housewife. Sit down at home, I will pay you salary. For such people, no matter how much you give them, if they are not becoming the entrepreneurs that they are, it will never be. So for them, it's not even about money. It's about engagement. It's about helping others. It's about assisting people become what they should become at the end of the day. And so, would you now say to that woman that you are supporting her, even if you are giving her 3 million naira every month? That's not a support, because she doesn't just need your money. She wants to be engaged doing something. And so, we must be able to define for ourselves what support is and what suppression is, right? And be able to say the way it is. And we should be able to take feedback. We should be able to take feedback in marriage. That's one thing I've learned. Before now, first, second, third year, I probably thought that silence will make it work. You know, just keep quiet, don't say anything. So I discovered that, hey boy, this is the person you're going to live with for the rest of your life. How many things will you leave unsaid? It's better you say it and get the response and be sure of what it is. And I learned a principle. You might not bend the iron when it is very hot, but just make sure you bend the iron before it becomes too cold. In other words, in the heat of the moment, you might not be shouting about it or talking about it, but calm down, separate that issue and make sure it is void of your emotions and deal with the issue and make sure that it is discussed. That's my approach towards life. Thank you so much for this platform.
Wow, so much wisdom being dropped for us. Wow. Woo!
Wow. Let me look for the wow.
I'm telling you, look for the wow. Let's go to Queen. Are you there? 'Cause I think
Hey, finally.
yeah, she was able to unmute, wasn't she?
So you guys want me to talk after wisdom? I finished
I
talking.
know.
As in, what do you want me to say now?
Come
What
on.
exactly
No,
am I
we
There's
have
coming
to
something
to
you
say?
hear
can
you.
say. There's something you can
When
say.
wisdom has dropped the bomb.
No, you can double drop it. Come on. We love it.
I don't know if that garment fits me. Also, you've spoken so well, and I really celebrate you for that. You have bisected it in the best way. Yeah, because when I came in, and I don't know who was speaking, and I felt like I wanted to ask a lot of questions, but you came in and you spelt those things out. Because, like you said, we should differentiate what support is and what suppression is. They are not the same thing. And I'm going to ask when Fumi said, when how much calling, like when you call, is that be over supporting or something? And I was going to ask, at what point is calling somebody supporting that person? Maybe we're not understanding what this support is. And someone said something again, and I wanted to, at what point is it his business? Because I remember when Fumi said it was centered on marriage. So at what point is it his business, his challenge, his struggle? Oh, I'm just going to give him a little help. I cannot do too much. I cannot overdo it. I don't think there's a point in marriage where you have done too much of support. I don't think so. His marriage is for better, for worse. He says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. They will become one. In other words, whatever problem that man has is equally my problem. Whatever situation he's going through, whatever thing that he needs support on is also something I need. Like, we're in this together. So I'm not here to add to, and everybody has spoken fantastic. And I always say this because of people who are listening, people who are
hoping to get into marriage. There's never too much support in marriage. The most you can do it and do it with happiness. God has given you that privilege that you can bring it. If you're the one working, you're the one making more money, so be it. You can work. If the man doesn't have the capacity to carry things, you can carry things. Oh, great. There are two families where the both of them can't even work. What then happens? But you've been given the privilege to work and you're bringing in money. Carry it. It is for better, for worse. As far as you've chosen the right person, as far as it's not that they are milking you or you have seen that this is your husband, this is who you picked, this is who you're happy with. It's not showing any trace of, I don't know. Just be happy and bring that support. I really don't want to speak much on this, and I just wanted to throw that point that there is never too much support in marriage. It's not too much. As far as you have it, give it. Give it. It doesn't make you a fool. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you that they've downgraded you or whatever. Whatever, if you're in position to give it, give it. I remember when we were trying to move to the UK, and I'd always told my husband that I wanted to do, even before this Jackpot saga came, before we got married, I had said I wanted to do my master's outside. So we were thinking of doing it in America, picked a place, but it didn't just work out. Fast forward, I got pregnant for the second child and my admission came. And he looked at it, he said, no, you can't do this. You cannot be nursing a child and be doing masters. Okay, let me go. Since you really want to leave this year, I will do the masters. When I'm done with my masters, you would follow suit. By then, the baby would have grown a bit, because I can't imagine you carrying a baby, doing this. And it made sense to me. And so we pushed. Now, masters has never been his thing, because he did civil engineering, and for him, he felt like, what do I need masters in civil engineering for? So, but he had to, at that point, stop. I need to support this lady. This is what she wants now. So when we get there, when we're done with my own, you do your own. So there's always, I can't even list a lot of support that he's giving to me, that I can sometimes, you can't tell it. It just flows, because this person loves you. You love the person. You don't even see it as support. It's just like what Mr. Shine said. You don't even recognize his support, because you're doing it effortlessly. It just flows. Why will I be bothered that my wife is going out and she says I should watch over the children? Why? No be my picking. So you see, sometimes when I saw the topic, I'm like, this is a very sensitive topic, yet an underrated topic. It's not being talked about that much. But support in marriage is the most beautiful thing that can hold a marriage. And if we focus on it, if we do it more often, if we don't put, oh, this is a man's work, this is a woman's work, do your own work, let me do my own work, so that marriage will work. If we stop that character, marriage will be a better place for everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You see? You said you couldn't drop nothing, you just dropped it.
Mic dropped. Where is that sound now?
Thank you so much.
Wow. Sorry, let me say this before you carry on. A woman of purpose. Queen, thank you so much. I think this is your first time here on Insight, is it? Queen?
Yeah, on your platform. Yes, this is my first time.
Welcome. Please just help me follow, and I'll find you and I'll follow you back, please. We want to see more of you. So thank you so much for your contribution. Honestly, I'm for it. I mean, that is a healthy marriage relationship. All you have said is what is meant to be in it. Okay? And the reason why, like, if some people are just stopping in and going out to see support in marriage, it seems, oh, it's okay. But if this thing is missing in a marriage, you and I know what it can cause in a marriage. And I love the fact that you said it's underrated. Honestly, it is. And you find out that because it's lacking in some homes, a lot of homes have husbands and wife have separated. Husbands and wife have gone their separate ways. And then when you sit down to ask them, why did you divorce your spouse? they say, they don't support me. Anything that you be wanting support, is it not just support? But you find that they've taken that for so many years. It's as good as they're married to themselves in some homes or in some marriages. And that's why it's created that problem. And if we keep shying away from talking about support, support is simple, is okay. But then if it's undertalked, if it's lacking, it can cause big problems in a marriage setup. And that's why we're talking about it. And our talking about it is really for especially those who are married, those who are going into marriage, to check themselves. As you're dating this person, you're courting them, do they feel like this person, I want to go all the way, they will support me as much as I'm supporting them? And again, sometimes is where they're coming from, the examples they've seen, it's become a way of life for them, and they feel once I do this, is support. Not knowing that this person you're now married to did not grow up in your village, did not grow up in your community. They grew up with their own life experiences and how they will need support. This is the only way you know to give it. Why not talk about it? They will tell you support how it is that they need it. You too, you will tell them yours. And together, you find out that it's so beautiful, just like Queen has painted it. That's how it's meant to be. But when you just assume, I think I'm giving all the support, that's why it's creating problems. Some support that a spouse might need is not what they're getting. Fine, the spouse is lovely, they're caring, they're understanding and all of that. But when it comes to this support we're talking about, this wife or this husband is not just feeling that this person supports them. And maybe they don't know how to even communicate the kind of support they need, it will be a problem. Maybe they're communicating the kind of support they need, but it's not being received, it will be a problem. And if this goes on over time, it can bring resentment. It can bring a lot of things. It will stifle that love in that marriage. And that's why we're talking about it here. Everybody pay attention. Am I a supportive person? Does my spouse feel supported in this marriage? Because we can't shy away from it. And these things, like I said, if it's not handled properly, too much, too less, if it's not balanced, will be a problem. That's what we're talking about it. So thank you so much, Queen, for that contribution. I'm handing over to Woman of Purpose.
After you finish summarizing, one more is there for me. One more is there for me to say.
I don't know if there's no other person. Let me see if there's anyone there.
There's no more. There's no more else.
Okay, yeah.
We've landed. We've gone round and talked about different things, and we've concluded very nicely. So, I think my job is done.
Leslie, do you say you said something about maybe you wanted to say something before? I don't know, or is me? And I want to hear Adasa. Please, Debbie, if Adasa is there, please.
Adasa and Debbie, the dynamic duo.
I'm telling you,
dynamic duo.
Fire.
No, I was saying that in terms of marriage, yes, it's the support thing. I mean, again, I think it's important people can learn these things. I think because it's not everything comes natural. A lot of things can be learned. A lot of things you can acquire the skill. I think the problem is when people can be unwilling, or they just think, it doesn't come to me naturally. A lot of things don't have to come to you naturally. That's why we have a brain. You can learn something. Our brain is like a spark. Yeah, you can really, I think sometimes we just feel like it might not be a strength, but you can do something. And depends on the personality as well. But you can do something. You can make your mind better. There are things you can do to improve. But I think one of the things that is very important is that people should never think that marriage is a place you just exist or you just endure. Your marriage should not be boring. Your marriage should not be boring. Honestly, it should not be boring. There should be things that you're both looking forward to, you're working on, you're developing in, but it should not be boring. And when people think, they're just coasting in marriage, and you're not actively investing into that marriage. I always look at it like I always take it from the scripture where it talks about the land that you till it for about 6 years, and then there's a harvest for the 7th year, the 8th year you begin to prepare, and the 9th year you put in the seed. That's how your marriage is supposed to be like. There's supposed to be seasons where you are really having a lot of fun. You've done the work has been done, and you're not enjoying the rewards and the benefits and the blessings of what you've done in the marriage. But it should not be boring, and you should not be coasting your marriage.
No.
There should be things you should. I really believe that you should have a vision in your marriage that should last you at least 100 years, so much so that your children should take over.
Engage.
Yeah, you should have a marriage in such a way that your children and your children's children will be like, they've left X, Y, and Z though for us to be doing, and it should give them something to look forward to as well. But it should not be boring. It should not be. You should not be. It should not be boring, and it's difficult. I find it difficult when I hear people they fell out of love. They did it, and I'm like, you're in a career for 40, 50 years. I didn't fall out of your career when it got difficult, but your marriage somehow, this is not. No, put in the same effort as well. Put in the time. Put in the effort. Put in the time. Put in the effort. Don't take your spouse for granted. You know. Don't take it. I've had the privilege, and I'm very, very thankful. I've had the privilege of meeting people who are older than me, who have lost a spouse, and the way they will talk about you, it's like they wish you could have one more day. And you're thinking they were married for about 50, 60 years, and they'll be like, yeah, but when they're gone, it's like they want that one more time. So I think we should learn to not take each other for granted as well. We should really cherish and make the most of it. This life is not it's not a guarantee that we are given tomorrow. It's not a guarantee. So when we have what we have, make the most of it. But yeah, it's important. It's very important. We learn to support one another. If you don't know how to go and learn, you can go and find online course. We can learn. You can learn. That's what I'm going to say. You can learn. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What you said is so true. It's like what Shan was saying.
It should be exemplary for others. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the mindset. I think once our mindset changes, that we don't have to accept the old ways. Because I feel a lot of times it's those social pressures, cultural pressures. As a man you shouldn't be cooking, or as a man you shouldn't be washing and putting stuff, or like all these, or this woman you should not be working. All these pressures sometimes.
Like you're going to demand them if they do it.
And I think that, like Shine said, it's about we are in this together. Whoever has the strength or has the resources or has this to do something better, let's go ahead and do it, because once we're done, it is something we can cross off and move to the next task. But it shouldn't be, only this person can do this, or only that person can do this. And I think that's where when we start putting ourselves in that kind of box,
problem.
It really suffers our relationships. But when we're able to be more, I would say, let's be grounded in the foundation of what God ordained the covenant of marriage to be. But at the same time, we have a helper. I'm your helper. You're my helper. You assist me. I support you. If I can do more, if I can carry more load today, let me carry it. Because tomorrow I might need you to carry my load. And that's okay. It's okay. It's beautiful that I can turn around and say, I remember my baby did this for me some time ago when I was sick. He was there looking after me, cooking for me, taking care of me. Now I'm better. I want to go back, and it's a choice. Sometimes I think that's another thing. It's allowed people to do things freely, coming from a place of choice, rather than making them feel like, I want you to stay at home and look after the kids. But I might have a degree. I can make more money. Why am I going to stay at home and be bored? Like for me, I'm a woman that I love working. I've always worked. That's just me. I'm a career person. If you stick me at home with kids and that's it, I'll go mad. Trust me. In fact, I'll check myself into a mental institution. Don't worry about it. I'll just do it. But like my sister, she's the opposite type of woman. She loves being at home. That's her thing. She gets joy out of it. I don't get joy out of it. And it doesn't mean that I don't love spending time with my kids and cooking for my kids and doing that stuff. But it doesn't fulfill me, because there's another side of me that also needs fulfillment. So let people also walk in their purpose, and let's bring it together. It shouldn't just be one way all the time, or the ways we've been taught, or the things that we've seen in the past, which sometimes has not worked. Let's change them and create what works for us. It's me and you together. Let's agree what works for us, and let's move on so that we can sustain and enjoy life of a marriage that is, we're both happy and we both can look down. Our kids can say, wow, it's amazing. Let's do Yeah, Leslie was talking about that, and I remember going to someone's 50th year anniversary. I was so happy, Joyce, to be there because you don't get to see this kind of thing,
I
and it's just to be
know.
able to sit with people and ask them, you know, and then she'd be telling me, of course he used to do things I didn't like, of course she used to do this, but we worked through it. The things I don't like about her is the things I admire about her. All these things, and it's so sweet because even those relationships that have gone on for long, they have issues, and it's not like there's no issues there,
Of
but they were
course.
able to work through it and still enjoy having that person with them.
Yeah.
So we just have to just work at it. We can't just work at everything else in life and think that our marriage does not require work, or our family, our children doesn't require work. Everything in this life requires work. If you're
Yes,
not willing to
indeed.
do the work it requires, then don't get involved in it. That's my thing. I'm done. I dropped the mic.
Thank you.
So I was just wanting there.
Yeah, there's Lily here.
Oh, hi, Lily. Good evening. Are you able to unmute?
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Is it
Uh,
your first time, Lily?
no, it's not my first time. No,
Is it?
it's not. You
Oh,
you you
okay.
see my
It's
explained
echoing.
actually. Oh,
Did you receive a call?
no. Is it still echoing?
Yeah.
Wow. Then we have to drop and come back, right?
Yeah, please quickly do that because we're rounding up. Yeah.
Muted because I thought maybe it was me. That's why I muted.
Oh, okay. Maybe you should try. I don't know. I didn't observe that. Speak, Lily. Let's hear you, Lily. Maybe because sometimes. Oh no, no. You have to drop and come back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
So whilst we're waiting for her, I have surprise for you. Since we're talking, today is marriage talk. Let's try this. I want to laugh a bit, please, before we go to sleep.
Oh, not another puzzle.
So please, the floor is yours. Feel free. It's a tongue twister. So anybody that attempts it, you get the gift for today. If you attempt it nice, say it fast without blabbing 3 times. Let's just do 3 times. Let's see. Hopefully it's okay now. Oh.
Right. Is it better
Hi,
now?
Lily. Welcome back.
Thank you. Is it better off now?
Yes, it's okay now.
Okay. All right.
Welcome. Good to see you here. Happy Thursday to you.
Yeah, same here. So the topic of today is a support in marriage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I came quite late today.
It's all right.
And, yeah, I think it's A13 that always share your life to me.
Oh, really? Thank you,
Yeah.
A13.
All right, I want to chip in something little, yeah, because I'm not married yet. So,
That's all right.
like maybe from the friends that are married and some other married couples I've seen, I
Okay.
think support and marriage, I feel it's a 50-50 thing, you know,
Okay.
like it shouldn't be centered because some guys feel maybe like the ladies should support more, while some ladies feel the guys should support more. But I feel
Interesting.
like it's like in marriage selflessness, like the both parties should be selfless. Okay, I'm doing this for us, it's not just for me. And from the guy's part, like I'm doing this just to grow the family. So when, as in the both parties are selfless, like support comes naturally. It comes like neutrally because you have the next person's interest at heart.
Yeah.
Like when the husband have the wife's interest at heart,
Mhm.
and the wife has the husband's interest at heart. You see everything like working. I know like the misunderstanding is bound to come in or set in, but if the both parties are selfless, like I'm doing this for my wife and this my wife is a part of me, like we are one already.
Yeah.
So you see, like when is the wife's turn? Okay, let me just say, for instance, maybe the wife is not feeling too strong and all of that, and the husband is there, maybe trying to cheer her up, like doing the needful, doing the very things as in he should do, without complaining. And then definitely, anytime he's down, the wife will definitely come true. Like, love and support is something like that's reciprocal. If you do it for me, naturally you're doing it, and I'm seeing you being happy doing it for me. Me, as in doing my own turn now, I'm gonna do, and I'll do extra. So this is the little I actually feel I can chip in. Like, support comes naturally, and it comes when the both parties are selfless. Like, when a particular person is selfish, you see everything is catching. But if you're doing this and you're doing it selflessly, like you're doing it, I know like everything is gonna, as in, come out well. It's gonna all go out well. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selflessness. That's what I think.
Selflessness. That's the key word, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody want to attempt that puzzle? Let me post it again.
The puzzle.
Let's round up on that note. It's been a long while I brought puzzle or woman of purpose. Maybe you're the one that brought
Why? While I was off, you didn't bring puzzle. Woman
Woman of purpose. Woman of purpose.
say it. Married
Yes.
Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry.
I'm beginning to suspect woman of purpose.
As
Yes,
well.
I know, but you went behind me to go and speak to Lady for me to bring puzzle today.
Me that don't like puzzle.
You people are funny, oh. Okay, maybe Lily wants to try for us. Or is it Shine?
Okay, let me try.
3 times without blabbing and you get the gift.
Okay. I just pray it doesn't show. Okay. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike Mary.
3 times without blabbing.
Okay, 3 times. Okay. All right, let me just start over again. The messages are making it go up.
I know, let me... Is it? Really? Are you sure?
Okay, yes. Like, it's cool
Stop
now.
laughing
Yeah.
now,
It's cool.
Daddy. Oh.
Oh, it's still going up. Okay, let me just try. Yeah. Okay.
You will
I
put
can
it
start
in
now, right?
letter.
Yeah. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry.
Hey. Hey. That's what I'm talking about. Well done,
it.
girl. Where's that
Fantabulous.
There it is. Where's that
Well
ice cream?
done.
Come on.
You can do Mike.
Wow.
Then go and sit down. See them lazy contestant. I was supposed to try before her. Shine. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Okay, Shine, because of that, do it 4 times without the
4 times. Wow.
Just kidding. You people, you might have to scroll it. Let me press it one more time and see if it won't go up because of the comments.
But Lady
Shine,
Fumi,
the
is it
floor
one
is
person that will
yours.
try?
We have a woman winner. Let's make it competitive. Let's
Mr.
see.
Shine. Mr. Shine.
Shine for
Oh, yeah,
us.
do it. You can do it. Shine for us.
Is that what?
Nice.
Is that,
Time
You
for
said,
us.
Shine.
the line is
are you past
breaking.
on remote?
The network is not stable again.
What
It's
network? We
breaking.
can hear you.
I can't hear myself.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one that runs away from this thing. You see?
In fact, don't be. What is it doing? We can hear you. Just say, it. Don't worry, we're hearing you.
No, he has passed the spirit to Mr. Admission.
Leslie, come on, admission now. Come on, admission. Admit this one now, please. Let me post it. I'll keep posting it. Don't worry. I said let's laugh so that we can have good dreams tonight.
Me, I'm having good dreams though. Dreams. I claim that too.
Anybody else, you're shy. Nobody is seeing you. It's just you by yourself there. Don't open your mic. Just say it 3 times without blabbing. Just you heard
What do you mean
me.
don't open your mic? Open your mic, don't open your video.
You know what she meant.
I've said it so clearly in my spirit, and it's fine.
No, Mr. Shan, we want to see your voice. You see, I didn't say we want to hear your voice. We want to see your
Okay,
voice.
okay. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot.
Oh yeah, I know you can try it.
Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, shine, Mr. Shine. Oh yeah.
I don't know what's
It's like the comment is making it go up. I can't see it again.
Exactly. It keeps moving up. That's the problem. Bring it down.
Okay, all right. I've scrolled down.
Yeah.
Let me try and post it again.
Okay, no, don't worry. I've seen it.
Pull it down. Pull it down.
I've seen it. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. How many times am I supposed to say it again?
It's my fault. I think I omitted a word. It's supposed to be married Mike made Mary marry.
Yeah.
Mary, yeah, so it's my fault. So yeah, okay. See,
We
he's
pass,
on
we
fire
pass.
now.
But if me,
We
please
pass,
give
we
him
pass.
his gift. Oh. Give him
We
his
pass.
gift. He pass.
Yay.
The vote has finished though.
Well done.
Okay.
Mr.
Well done.
Shine.
Thank you.
Mr. Shine, as a supporter club that I encourage you,
Yes.
you are not, as I encourage you, are you supposed to collect the donuts? Are you not supposed to say she should send it to me?
I'm sending you lion. I'm sending you
Say
lion.
your own. Say your own and get your donut. Can you guys see my full screen? I don't know why it's gone off.
No, we can see you. You're back in your screen corner.
I can see you.
Really? I'm only seeing like half of my head.
No, we can see you. We can see you the normal.
Maybe it's your network.
Okay,
Don't
fair
worry.
enough. As long as you can, it's fine.
Yeah, don't do any funny business because we can see you.
No. I think somebody did funny business. That's why. It's only a puzzle. I think it's Leslie. When I mentioned Leslie, the thing just went. Oh yeah, woman of purpose. Come on, you can do this.
But to be honest,
Don't come here. Don't come here. You know me. Don't come
this
here.
thing should be simple for Elder Leslie. It should be something very simple.
I don't think Leslie has ever attempted any tongue
You
twister.
exactly, Leslie. Come on.
He said supporters club.
Come on,
Supporting
Leslie.
Let's
Elder
cheer him
Leslie
up.
can do it.
So please, guys, let's take it to 60K likes before we round up.
You want 54, you're not happy. You want 60. Look at you.
In 7 minutes, let's see how far we can go. And please send a heart to me if you haven't. Like I said, this thing they will have to keep reminding me to keep saying these things. If it's just a heart to me, Elder Leslie, offering is there. Our goal for today. You didn't say anything about it. It will be on you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the heart to me. Thank you, A13. Gracias. A13, gracias.
Let's keep tapping. Tap.
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting topic. Debbie, do you want to try the puzzle?
Background. My dentist said I should be careful what I say.
What you say is not what you eat.
What I say can affect my jaw.
Have you heard of the joke that they say shake well before you use? The person just took the bottle and drank the medicine, and now they say shake well. He now started shaking. I said, too late. In fact, that's what just came to mind based on that your statement. What did you say?
Wow.
What did you say your carpenter said, Debbie?
Carpenter.
It's not my carpenter, it's my dentist.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me give it a try.
Do you want me to post it again?
Don't bully me. Let me give it a
Because
try.
it's gone too far. You have to post it again.
I've scrolled down. I'm trying to.
No, don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll test it again. Don't worry. Wait, now let me do the right thing. That's it.
Back down.
Go. Go,
Father,
Daddy,
do not
go.
shame me. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Hey.
Married Mike make Mary, wait, let me start again. Married Mike made Mary, Mary. Oh, you've changed it. Okay. Married Mike made Mary marry. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary marry. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike make Mary marry. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary marry. Married Mary made Mike.
Why did you change it? Because that's hard now.
I did it
You
though.
have to give it half.
No, that's the right thing. I told you that I missed the word
I
Mary,
Yeah,
know,
not
she
but
changed it,
Mary.
but
the others had it easier.
But
no,
let's just give her
the thing
let's
is,
just give her a donut. She
I've
tried.
already had
Yes,
that
give her a
in my
donut
head,
Well
so it's
try.
done.
okay.
Yay!
And this, we're still the winning team. We're winning. Elder, let me leave it
Who
here.
said what?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
will I do?
Fine, you
Okay,
want to try
another man.
again?
Where did you put the fan
No,
for her
Mr. Fine
yesterday?
cannot try.
Okay, no, let me mute him.
Where?
I'm not sure he's
It
aware.
should be Mr. Admission or Mr. Leslie.
Okay, oh, who wants to give it a go before we go?
I go marry, 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 marry.
Marry, Mark.
What
Oh.
the
I
fuck
Is
go
was
that
marry,
what you
marry, marry,
see?
marry. I
I
go
think
marry, marry,
you're
marry.
reading the wrong puzzle from another platform.
what are you reading?
I don't
I
know
told
for
you,
how.
I don't have glasses and I can't read at night, so leave me alone.
Yeah. That's your excuse.
That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
My optician. My optician said that's my
Leslie,
excuse.
Leslie, I don't understand you though.
Ah, he said Elder Debbie did it. So what about you?
It's for you lot to do. That's it. That's the puzzle. So if I do it, everybody will have to give me donuts and 2 ice cream.
Huh?
So it's a
No.
lot. So it's easier
No.
this way. It's easier this way. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Well done. No, this person thought they can say admission. We're waiting for you, please. Please. What is this? Oh, what have I done?
We can still see you.
I know you can. All sorts is coming up on my own screen. You don't even want to know. Swipe left to close. Left. Okay. This is my big head that I'm seeing here. I don't know what I've done to the thing. Okay, admission has unmuted.
Yay!
Yay!
Not to do
Let's
it,
give it
not
up
to
for
do it,
Mr. Admission.
but say good night.
Oh!
Mr. Admission. Mr. Admission, you
I'm
can
here to say
do
good
it.
night, truly.
Oh!
To who?
To all of you guys, I'm enjoying the joy. Yeah, I've enjoyed the
Mr.
joy.
Admission,
Yeah.
I don't want to
where
laugh,
are you
please.
running to? Why are you running?
Okay. Do you want me? Okay.
Yes, we want you.
Don't
Go, go,
try.
go,
We
go.
don't want
You're,
to.
I know you
We
can
need
do.
you to.
you're daring me. Okay, now let me see. Yeah, I'm being dared now.
Scroll back down or
It's not showing on mine.
Yeah, it's because it's up. You have to go up.
Up.
My lady,
wait
for you to
now.
see it boldly, please write it in capital letter so you can see it properly.
It will
Okay, now
still
here
go
we
up.
are.
That means I have to start all over. That's it.
Can I come?
Yeah, you can see it now.
Yeah. Married Mike made Mary marry. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary marry. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. Married Mike made Mary marry. Mary's Mary made Mike marry. I
Well
think
done
I'm
for
there.
trying. Well done.
I was, I was holding it together. I don't know. I just applauded you to encourage
Wait,
you.
should we give him, what
Yeah.
kind of cup should we give him?
Oh, give me something. It was my first
He tried.
attempt.
You have to
Two
give me
ice
something.
cream.
He
Two
tried, he
ice
tried.
cream.
Uh-huh.
You
Thank you.
tried.
I
You
appreciate
see?
it.
Okay, let's give him 3 ice creams.
Hey, thank you.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. You see, 1.1 more and 60K. I'm very hopeful. Oh, I have faith in you lot. You don't know. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I mean, it's been an interesting one today. And my prayer, as usual, is that we all will do the needful so that we can enjoy that goodness of marriage. Like I said, God's intention for marriage is very good. And we can see, I mean, somebody was sharing with us people celebrating 50 years anniversary, wedding anniversary. I bet those people can write books.
Novels.
Books. Even me, 26 years, I can write some books, you know. So far, so good. The journey so far. Marriage is beautiful. I mean, if we all do the needful, we would enjoy it. If we don't allow pride, ego, manipulations, bringing baggages from maybe our parents' marriages or people around us, and there is no two marriage that is the same. Yay! 60.
My hand is hurting now.
Let me give a kiss and
You need not to press that one, no.
I wanted to know what it sounded like. No, let's think that.
The wow. There isn't any other thing better than wow.
Even me, I got scared. It was Scream. Why is Scream so devilish? I don't
That
know.
movie scream. That movie scream. That's what it's like.
I thought it'd be like many people shouting. So why? Let me see. Laughter. Oh my God. See, I've really laughed too. Thank you so much. It's really interesting. You know, everybody has given their submissions. Thank you so much, Leslie. Woman of Purpose, thank you. Hope we'll see you. Your sabbatical leave is finished though. This one you're pushing it. Don't let me sack you.
It's okay. You sack me. I just become like Leslie and Elder.
Oh my God.
Woman of purpose.
What?
Woman of purpose.
What?
One
Woman
half
of
for
purpose.
me. How many times did
You
she
know-
call you?
You did notice that I've been going to your page these days. It's because I'm looking for you. Don't let it get to where you'll be seeing me in your dreams. So,
What fucking be this?
And you hear Debbie scream. Let me look for that scream again.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh my God, it scared me, honestly.
Don't be disappearing like that again. No, it's not
Please.
good.
Sorry, Elder. Sorry.
Elder have spoken. So if you don't hear the words of the elders, you're going to get in trouble now. Oh.
Sorry.
All of you, thank you so much. Elder Debbie, thank you. A13, gracias, thank you. Admissions, thank you so much for joining. Queen, she said her battery was low, so she dropped off. Thank you so much for your contribution. Lily, I hope to see more of you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contribution as well. To everyone who have passed by this live, thank you all so much. Please, let's follow one another. Share your live, what time you go on, if you go on live as well, so that at least this community will come and support you as well. What else can I say? Thank you all so much. Have a blessed night rest. Enjoy the weekend. And please, let's keep supporting our spouses. Let's ask them especially how they need to be supported so we can do that, so that all our energy is not wasted. And your idea of support might not be your spouse's idea of support. That's why we need to sit and talk and understand each other. And my prayer is that God will strengthen everyone in a marriage relationship, everyone planning to go there. Please, let's do the needful so we can enjoy that goodness of marriage. Until I come your way again, 8 p.m. on Monday, when we talk about individual issues. There are issues in this life, I'm telling you. God bless all of us. Sleep tight, be good, self-care, look after yourself, look after your spouse and your children if you have them. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful night rest. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much for the gifts. God bless you. Lily, thank you. Elder Debbie, A13, thank you, everyone. Good night. Oh, thank you, Debbie Gazin offering. Thank you. Thank you. Rainbow, the promise, the future. Thank you. Good night, everyone.